There we go. Now I've got it unmuted. Here we are tonight, everyone, in this C West battle for the top position between our number one seed, Cool Cats and Kittens, and our number three seed, pulling off the upset last week, is Roll1Esports. I am joined tonight by Kendo, and he will be joining me on comms here in a moment. But we are excited for this matchup. I believe the teams are ready. I'm going to go ahead and ask them here. But we're excited for this matchup. My name is Valcomer. I suppose I forgot to say that part. But we unfortunately, Kendo, on this screen I don't have your audio input yet, so I apologize. But we are you're now live as we're here on our map screen. We do have bans of Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout. Oh, our draft is starting. And Battlefield of Eternity and Volskaya Foundry. Our friends of Cool Cats and Kittens, whose logo is not loading here for me properly on this screen. So we will go ahead and nix those. All right. Cool Cats and Kittens, being the first place seed, did have their choice of map pick or first pick. As you can see, they have chosen first pick, and this map was brought to us by Roll1Esports.
Now,
Kendo,
I feel like they actually might have scouted because there's been a little work on Junkrat for the side of Roll1, so they might have actually sniffed that out.
I definitely know that I have seen as of late our friends playing Trap Satan, as I like to call him, there for Roll1Esports. Chromie being our second ban, both very good at long distance disruption for channeling that altar.
Definitely, first poke is going to be a very important thing throughout the game.
my my memory is telling me that perhaps that would be a Descalada pick normally for Towers of Doom. Stitches. This is Stitch's playground, of course, here on Towers of Doom, and Rock has had a very good run as Stitches this season, so I understand why they're getting rid of it here.
Yeah, he's really good on the stitches. I also think that might have been a mid-ban worthy ban because I don't know if they're actually going to pick him up early.
And I think you almost have to here if you want to have that option for you. Lost Vikings is absolutely staring at, um, well, I think it's Haruno, if my memory serves me, and saying we'd rather not deal with that today. Anubarak being a very high-profile tank as well, locked up first. What do you think we're going to see as counter to that?
First, Anoob's always been one of my favorite tanks. He's usually been undervalued, and now he's coming back into favor. The same with ETC. He usually was highly valued, but then fell out of favor for your Garroshes, Diablos, and the like. So I respect the little bit of retro tanks. I love it. And the retro mage Kael'thas. So I'm enjoying this as a retro guy.
For those of you who may not know my co-caster Kendo, he was very big on the scene up until about 2 years ago. I can't say that I know what might have taken him away from
Well, the
that, but
big amateur scene.
yes, yes. So, and has some friends on the Roll1Esports side and asked if he could co-cast, and I said absolutely. So Rock does play a lot of ETC. Do you see that being a comfort pick, or do you think he could have held off until the next phase?
I think he actually would have taken the Anub right there if it wasn't already taken. So ETC was probably a fallback. I might have waited until maybe you could do ETC or Muradin, and you might have some leeway there to pick something else higher up, maybe even lock in your laner there. But I do see him going to comfort in the early pick.
And we saw last week that Poe had some great plays and even a lot of bans on that Kael'thas. So I do think that if you want it, it's got to be now. and so I think that makes sense locking that in early. Raynor and Falstad, our last 2 picks. The global presence can be kind of scary. A gust into the dead zone, perhaps. The Raynor I'm surprised at because I know that
That
Haruno.
has to be a sniff out. That has to be a sniff out of scouting.
It's also a great way to stop a Lunara from going too wild on your team, so perhaps that was it, but I'm worried. Okay, I was going to say I'm worried about what may come out of Haruno if it was going to be our Blade Master, but Haka doesn't scare me quite as much, even though he is absolutely a high pickup in the realm of bruisers at the moment.
I actually thought Roll1 might pick up the Dahaka for the global presence since they had the pick right after bans. So I'm surprised they let that through, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to plan for the correct laner to just counter him when they're against him in lane.
I almost think the way you do it is just find someone that double soaks a little bit faster.
Oh, buddy! Here we go.
All right, so I'm expecting
They're
Zad
swapping that
and
over.
ET
Yep.
on the ETC and Rock on the Garrosh here.
Going spicy game 1. They got a global in the lane against the global in the lane, and I really like it. They have really good burst, really good sustain with Kael'thas and Lunara. But then again, I really like the draft on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens that they do have the just regular sustained pinging damage of Gul'dan similar to a Lunara, but they also have just oppressive push with the Sylvanas and the 4-man.
Yeah, I also think that we see the boops, if you will, coming with face melt on ETC. You can put that delay onto Haka's ability to dig in, and we're going through a bit of a transition on scenes here as I'm learning to remember to click through that. But ETC can put him on that 10-second cooldown and then stage dive himself to get into that fight. And so it's a unique way to stop the Dahaka. But here in the blue trunks, we have Beowulf on the Anubarak, Crazy for Haruno on the Dahaka, Descalada on the Gul'dan, Lubidium on the Anduin, and finally Pushover on our Dark Lady Sylvanas. Kendo, want to introduce Roll1?
Sure, on the side of Roll1, we have Garrosh being played by Rock. We have Stukov being played by Velvet. Zad is on the laner ETC. It's spicy. Poe is on the Kael'thas, and Big Beard on the Lunara.
We see immediately the Dahaka just splits off to head north, and we have all 5 members currently for Roll1 here on our middle lane fight to see what can happen. A little bit of dancing back and forth, big toss.
They have 5 on 4, and they pick it up.
The one person Anduin can't save with a leap of faith is, of course, himself. So Garrosh got in there, and it was all she wrote there. Oh, and I just selected the Stukov on accident. So still 2 people mid, but Lunara's got enough wave clear down here, and we see the movement from Cool Cats and Kittens getting ready for that camp to spawn right at 1 minute. But they still have to pick up the lane because ETC's having his way with Haka up top. Beard doing his galloping gait, though. It's actually Wisp talented one, but staying safe in the bottom.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually starting out with a little bit of laning Lunara and laning ETC just so that they can command middle with 3 people. And here we see Velvet doing the camp on his own.
Yeah, Stukov definitely slaps hard, but I don't know that he can finish that camp on his own. Anubarak getting a little too close.
A little too close for comfort.
He had his burrow charge. He got out safe, but ooh, that was a low health beetle there for us.
But he's back up now, so it was good to just put a little pressure on and at least threaten.
Ooh.
He's gonna be okay. He's gonna tap. He's gonna hearth.
In the middle of the lane, of course, because that is where you always want to hearth. Velvet throwing a weighted Pestial to say, get back a little bit more, and also reset that hearth timer. Quick rotation by the Sylvanas up here, but now she's got numbers not in her favor.
Oh, they collapsed on her. I think they're gonna pick her up.
She had already used that haunting wave to come into the lane, so it was still on cooldown there.
Haka picks up the camp. I don't think he's going to be too pressured by that ETC, so that's pretty good to respond.
Mid lane, we had 3 people chasing the Garrosh. He tried to do something cheeky and throw someone over the wall. Unfortunately, they got just out of range to be able to be picked up by the throw. Now, one thing that I love, as someone who's probably played too much Garrosh, is the Wrecking Ball Talent 1 Unrivaled Strength. On this map, it means you can throw an enemy into your base from quite a few locations.
Yeah, that's really good on this map with the death zones. I feel like when I play Garroshes, it doesn't work out as much as I want to, but I'm also not the best Garrosh, so there you go.
Sylvanas stayed bottom, so the delay tactic certainly worked. They're a little bit ahead on experience. She's getting some chip damage on this wall, a good chunk out of both cannon towers, and that little bit adds up over time. I don't think that was a bad choice by the members of Cool Cats and Kittens to just say, hey, we're going to delay, but we're going to end up giving this. And
yeah, they got that little bit of damage, and they also have about a quarter level at that point advantage. Oh, that just got equalized real quick.
So there was quite a few of those experience globes still there, able to be picked up.
Oh, that was a really good toss. They gotta finish this off. I think he's gonna be okay though.
Gul'dan gets away. Lunara's pretty light on the health as well.
And the fight in the middle is pretty boring, as you would imagine.
I just checked that as well. Big toss on the Anubarak, but he's able to dive out to safety. That does mean his team doesn't have a tank. Friendly.
Oh, they're going to pick up that invade.
It was partially a power slide and partially an into the fray toss, but ETC did make it on the point in time. Roll1 was able to steal that camp, and because of that, they got a cannon tower essentially for free.
Yeah, it looks like Roll1's plan here is to give a tiny bit experience to get the rest of the things that really matter.
So only Haka has a global at this point, but with the members of CCK spread out somewhat, they give this shrine for free. It's Towers of Doom. It's gonna end up going somewhat into the late game, and we're gonna be safe there. But absolutely, it's those weighted choices, and how much are you gonna get, and how much are you gonna keep, and it's not always easy.
Yeah, CCK seems to be looking for just a consistent game. They're getting their experience. They're a tiny bit behind, but they've been right there the whole time, even though they're 8 shots behind.
10s here for both sides. We see Warlord's Challenge, we see Stage Dive, we see Pyroblast. That's a big win in my book already. We do see the Flailing Swipe, as well as Thornwood Vine. So going for that long distance poke. Ooh, big toss. The silence was there, but so was the leap of faith. Light Bomb, Burrow Charge comes in. Kael'thas is the first to fall. Anubarak is the second. We saw the slap coming through there. Garrosh trying to get the cheeky toss.
Was at a sliver, and it worked out.
And the
And then
friendly
the
toss
friendly
on.
toss. Wow.
Absolutely.
That was a very good turnaround.
So Poe, they appreciate your sacrifice. They were able to turn that into a bit of a victory. I loved the engage from CCK there to round off the rest of the talents there. We did see the light bomb. We've got Cocoon. We've got the isolation, the horrify, and the mind control. So the pick potential with mind control is definitely going to be there late game. The team's
mind
content to
control's
just
already
trade
back
this
up.
one out. I think Beowulf's going to be a little bit more careful about where his burrow charge is going to be so as to not leave his team without a tank on this camp here.
He's doing his warding that he should be doing. He's okay. He just has to make sure that he doesn't get stunned out before the burrow can happen.
Oh, the damage coming
Like
in on
that.
the Anubarak. Big silence making it tough. The shield from the light bomb. Gul'dan walks away. At one point, I think that was 9 health, but a Pyroblast will finish that off. And that is all for that team fight, going 2-0 in favor of Roll1Esports. Poe getting a little bit of revenge for his previous death, being the only death so far for Roll1Esports. Roll1 caps the left camp bottom, quickly moves over to theirs. Garrosh acting a little bit scary in his El Fuego outfit, or El Jefe. Fuego's the blue one, this is El Festejo.
Oh, they're going to fight over this cap?
Dahaka gets the cap up top. Roll1 defending the second set of sappers with a bit more ferocity. Ooh, diving after the globe. You know, die for globes, give me globes or give me death, as was once said a few seasons ago by Shamhat, and in that case it went over to the side of Roll1. The full wall is down top, the fort is down to nearly half health. Haka seems to be poised to dig in. We see the dig in this center bush.
So we should have the stage dive right now.
And Haka is just living in that back line right now. Cocoon out on the Lunara. Roll1 is in a line, which scares me a little bit. The Horrify, the Silence Pit. Anubarak is still alive. Tunneling Claws baseline. Thank you, Blizzard, for the Dahaka. Means that he gets to stay safe. And everyone is ready for this even 13-14, as close as even as you can get. Poke by Sylvanas stops the channel. We see the Impale and the Silence. Velvet's low. Haka's in there again. Burrow charge from the Anubarak silencing pit. Everyone is fighting in a fight in multiple directions. The toss on the Haka gets the first kill of this team fight, but Lubidium finishes the channel as everyone else is fighting. He didn't have a ton of mana. I don't know that he would have necessarily saved our good friend of Dahaka, and Leap of Faith was actually down. I just checked the cooldown there. Zoom back out here.
No, that was such a good stalemate by both teams, and even though CCK was on the losing side of the trade, they did get the cap, so just well done by both teams. That was just a fight and a half.
Anubarak soaking the mid right now. The experience isn't a huge difference as far as minion experience. Everyone can see that on screen, but heroic experience, the kills favoring Roll1 by 4,200. So even though they're behind on structures, even though they are even a little bit behind on mercenaries, or excuse me, they're a little bit ahead on mercenaries. I read that wrong. They're almost 2,000 behind on minions now, but that heroic experience has been huge for them, keeping them in the lead.
Yeah, Roll1 is getting the kills, but CCK is just doing such a good job of keeping everything even keeled and making sure to play the map.
So we've now seen stage dive. We saw Garrosh almost die to the mind control. The Pyroblast finished the Anduin there. And ETC coming down hard on top of that Anubarak, and so unfortunately Anubarak not being the highest health tank naturally, and so that was rather difficult for him to survive, particularly in Beetle build, not having the additional health or shielding that comes there. Another toss under cannon towers even, and Sylvanas goes down. We do have altars capped top, left, and right, but here in the center, Haka tried to get that early cap before people noticed. Unfortunately, it was not to be. We did see the top cannon tower switch over to blue, while the bottom cannon tower was switching over to red. Oh, Garrosh is in very close. He gets the taunt. Anubarak stays in that silencing pit for a little bit of damage, but nothing fatal here. And Haka's going on this camp yet again. He has capped this several times to give him that lead in the top lane.
Haka is doing a very good job. Crazy for Haruno is doing a very good job carrying their top lane, making sure to just do due diligence. And in that last fight, I think that killing the Anduin early set them up where that could have been a fight where literally no one died, but Roll1 picked up 2.
So the bottom cannon tower goes back blue. We see the fear driving Garrosh into the dead zone, and then the mind control to keep him there. So Rock goes down to the controlled effort of CCK. This cannon tower hasn't fully converted, but those pumpkin sappers immediately jump on it. And so it's already pretty low. And the members of Roll1 still have a tank because remember, they have the ETC, and poor mouse control on my part. Sorry there, folks. I clicked onto either the Haka or the ETC. But the ETC did go down from a combination of a drag from the Haka as well as all the damage focusing into him because he was, of course, there in the front line. Cannon tower shut down by Sylvanas. They're getting some big siege in here. Mind control out on the Kael'thas, played by Poe, and he goes down as well. Beetle's helping to control a little bit of where the enemy wave is looking for CCK, but the towers are no longer shut off, and it's just time to cap those altars. We see Haka on the mid altar. We see Anduin here on the bottom left of the screen channeling the bottom altar, and the members of CCK are pushing in on this fort. They want this while the tank and the mage are down here. So
that was perfect timing on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. They pushed in when they got 1 kill, so they knew there were 4 on 4, and Dahaka could do some stuff in the other lane. And then they picked up the extra kill, which just got them to be able to manhandle the lane. And then they've gotten an advantage here, quite an advantage when they were working from behind and just doing map diligence.
The score was absolutely favoring Roll1 before that last set of fights, and with double altars capped and with having the top cannon tower on their side, they are quickly in the lead with just 10 shots to finish off Roll1. And right now they are forcing Roll1 to chase them around the map while they siege, and they have very impressive siege with Gul'dan, with Sylvanas, with Anubarak and all of his burning beetles. Uncontested, Anubarak can take down a fort in about 30 seconds himself. With all of his teammates, it doesn't take that long, and now we see an aggressive dive over the wall as they come up here. I don't know that this is a fight they want to stick to. Crowd pleaser comes in, the Dahaka goes down. We see Gul'dan and Anduin right after that, the Pyroblast following the Sylvanas, and at this point, only Anubarak is going to get away. And what an unfortunate time for Cool Cats and Kittens. Double altar phase, and they have 4 people dead still for 40 seconds at this point.
Perfect timing on the counter engage there. And even though it didn't amount to much, the toss of Lenora in to try and get one more was pretty spicy, and I liked it.
Well, and the ability to double cap here, bringing the total shots necessary for a Roll1 victory to 9, they have time to take the boss here, removing that from the map, making it so that if CCK wins a fight, they're not going to be able to. Roll1 did absolutely get the map back in control, recapping everything on the right-hand side. Anubarak,
He
oh,
didn't sniff the camp in time, so that's pretty good. I just hope he gets out.
he's toast. Well
Yeah,
fought,
the
Beowulf.
silence denying the burrow is Velvet's doing some very good silences throughout the game.
Yeah, I like that they're clearing this up here. I don't know that there's a lot to do right now. There's not enough of an advantage 4v5 that I think Roll1 can take as much as they want, but it's measuring, okay, where can we take? The fort's already weak in bottom, we can take their camp. ETC is trying to defend up here. He's got to be careful. Encore value, though, I suppose. He is now getting out of dodge. They're trading forts. Roll1 does have one of the sappers left here. They've got a fair chance to get that one in, which then means they only need one of these altars to finish out the round.
And they can also pick up that camp. I guess they're not going to. They're just going to make sure that they get the
I
altar
like
cap.
the call of let's get into safe position here, because you know the enemy team of Cool Cats and Kittens is coming after Roll1 here. So Wisp vision, Garrosh trying to position forward, ETC. Oh, the slap from Stukov.
The zoning was perfect, especially because Poe is the worst player on their team. I'm just kidding. I love him so much. But just keep him out of the fight, zone so that he can cap, and that was really well played to finish it out.
And I'm really hoping that my game didn't just crash. Okay, it looked like it had stalled out pretty hard for a moment there. So while we are exiting the game, we're going to put the win over to Roll1Esports. It just updated on stream. Wonderful. That one sapper that made it through caused it so that altar channel finished the game.
You're
Sylvanas
absolutely right.
Sylvanas tried to get forward. You had Garrosh with the big silence with Warlord's challenge there. You had Stukov trying to push much of the rest of the team away with that flailing swipe. He was controlled chaos, so he would have been able to get even more slaps had that been necessary. But even the encore from ETC, they had so much zoning potential there. Lunara being the only one that couldn't zone. I believe she's the one that channeled there, and everybody else was there ready and waiting. So looking at this final screen, are there any talents that seem out of place for you, Kendo, or ones that you really liked the pickup on?
I'm not going to get crazy into talents. I just want to gloss over a couple of just the individual players on their heroes. Dahaka played a very good game. Haruno kept them in it when they were map ahead but tower shot behind. XP ahead but tower shot behind. Haruno played a very, very good game. Gul'dan and Sylvanas combined did very well together, while Kalthos and Lunara did well together, sure, but there was let me see here. The Stukov silence pool denied Anubarak to set up for the rest of his team. And I think that the Stukov against Anub was one of the bigger hero on hero matchups that made a difference in the game. So even if, yeah, individually a lot of the players played very well, there was one big counter there that stuck out to me like a sore thumb.
And the score screen that we're on right here, we've got 4 kills by Cool Cats and Kittens and a staggering 15 kills by Roll1Esports.
But it was closer than that.
It absolutely felt closer. If I were to pick a couple moments where the game just absolutely flipped, the first one had to be that fear into the mind control by the bottom dead zone, because when when the member of Cool Cats and Kittens hit that, they then were able to just dive in and continue kills. And then next after that would be the aggressive dive on the ETC while the cavalry of Roll1 was coming in. And that's really what brought them back into the game and let them have those moments to seal the game. All right, we
That
do.
one stage dive was a big turning point in the game.
All right, I am in the next lobby. I beat Rock there, so it looks like I will be tanking for Roll1Esports this round. Kendo, good luck. I don't know how Rock will cast it, but just kidding.
Oh, I wanted to beat him into the tank slot. Dang it.
All right. So coming here, it looks like Team 1 is going to be our first pick yet again. So Infernal Shrines picked by Roll1Esports. Congratulations. My overlays are working properly, and here we are on this screen. It'll be just me for a moment. Kendo needed to step away, but casters are ready. I can handle a draft for a moment to keep this rolling while Kendo needed to step away. I am going to find myself a quick drink of water. Remember to hydrate, folks. So today we're in the Green Cup. Thank you everyone for being here. While we are waiting, it looks like they're about to launch. Again, I'm Valcomer. Kendo has joined me tonight for our broadcast. This is Nexus Gaming Series. It is the C West Coastal Finals, and we are about to load into Game 2 on Infernal Shrines, folks. A very popular map, a very big deal in the custom game community. And while we are waiting for them to push launch, I asked the teams today a few questions as far as what they were looking at going into this. My first question was, what preparations have gone into this week? Anything more than previous weeks? Cool Cats and Kittens captain Beowulf came back to and saying they looked at a lot of replays. They were theory crafting drafts, practicing when they got everybody on. Very much the intensity that they've had this season during the playoffs, and they tried to make sure that every match was serious. And you heard it, folks. There was our ding into the draft screen. Here we are, the beginning of Game 2. Cool Cats and Kittens down by 1. They are the favorite, strictly off of their record in this season. Let's see what's going to come in this game. My draft partner is gone for a moment, so I'm interested to see if we have any changes. So again, we see first ban on Trap Satan Junkrat. And now, as we're going to our first ban from Roll1Esports, who will it be? I do think that we're not going to see the Stitches perhaps prioritized quite as early. While he can still have plenty of fun, the objective tends to take out that first wall, which is a big piece of the gorge fun, if you will, as Stitches. And before the objective's capped, the Shrine Defenders, the Skeletal Defenders, or Shrine Monkeys, if you so desire, do have a problem of blocking hooks. I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot. Just ask Mrs. Valk. Speaking of which, shout out to Mrs. Valk because she was helping get the kids off to bed so that I could come down here early for this slightly earlier than usual Division C West broadcast. So, a little bit of a switch up for the members of Roll1, banning out the Gul'dan. That Horrify was, of course, very tough to deal with in a few scenarios for them. And Kael'thas switching over to be the priority for Cool Cats and Kittens. I almost said for Roll1Esports, but that wouldn't have been a switch at all. So now
I love seeing this.
Oh, Kael'thas is great. People just like to get down on him, right?
Right, they like to talk about him, but they denied the Junkrat and then picked up the Kael'thas because they know those are two comfortable heroes, but then they miss out on denying the Anubarak that I know they did last time because Rock is very good at him.
Quick pause. Jinxie Cat just raided, so thank you so much for sending stuff our way, Jinxie. We hope your broadcast went well. Also, I believe she was in the Division B Southeast, but I could be totally wrong there. And Uther, I know last week we watched Uther paired with the anti-dive team that Roll1 had, and the big divine shields were just awesome. We do have a
I'm not
roster
certain that will be
change.
the only support here.
We have a roster change on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. Horvath is taking over for our crazy good Dahaka last game of Crazy for Haruno. And a Maiev ban. I didn't get all of the scouting done that I wanted to today. I was rebuilding my overlays so that my game would be a little bit better. And yeah, I didn't get the scouting done that I wanted, but I'm interested. I believe pushover is a targeted ban at, or a excuse me, I'm saying this backwards. Maiev is a targeted ban at pushover. So
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where that came from because that doesn't seem like a map specific, so it might be a scouted ban.
it can be kind of scary when if you're fighting in that condensed area of the shrine anyway. She can have a little bit of a heyday. So we see two things telling us that Christmas is coming. One, Jaina and her mastery of the water and ice elements, and two, Lunara in full Christmas garb. And what were you going to say, Kendo?
No, I'm still curious whether they're going to do a second support with this and maybe do a laning Lunara?
Oh no.
Nope. 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 The opposite.
So I still feel like they've got great kill potential on the Vala, but Vala can be an absolutely scary pick. So it doesn't look like we're having the same shenaniganry of people switching over. But
Yeah, I mean, we have the ultimate sustain healer versus the ultimate burst healer. So that seems like it's going to be the storyline of the game of does the burst get through the sustain healer or does the sustain damage get through the burst healer is going to be the storyline we're talking about.
yeah, I'm interested to see how this one will play out for us, but I'm excited for it. All right.
Yeah, I like the Bursty Kalthos with the Sustainy Vala. I like that. And I like the Bursty Jaina with the Sustainy Lunara. So both teams have the things I like to look at. But man, the healer I think is going to be the storyline here.
All right. Once again, our blue trunks are here for the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. Lubidium skating around as that Lucio, as Lucio does. Beowulf on the Johanna, pushover on the Vala. Horvath was our Dahaka, though they're packed in real tightly. And Descolada is our Kael'thas. Excuse me. Our red
on the
team,
other side, we have Rock doing the Anubarak. We have Poe on the Lunara, Big Beard on Jaina, Velvet on Uther, and Zad going to lane with Malthael.
We see all five here in the mid. Willow the Wisp, short-lived this time. Now, we do have a bit of a switch in that Beard, who was our Lunara last game, is our Jaina this game.
Poe is one of the more versatile players, and I like to make fun of him and talk shit about him when he doesn't deserve it, but he is a very versatile player. He can play so many heroes, he can play so many roles, so that's actually not surprising, because Beard just has a great Jaina.
Ooh, big stun. Beowulf's low. Ironskin comes back up. So, a little bit of shift here. Obviously, different players playing the different tanks, but Anubarak going into shield at level 1, where we saw the Beatles at 1 when Beowulf was taking the role. And then, of course, now we've got Johanna for a tank. Laws of Hope, so the extra health from being able to smash that 1 key every 30 seconds. Roll1 started the camp, and Cool Cats and Kittens just muscled their way in. They've got to be careful on the side of Roll1 for if the Haka just decided to dig in. And so I don't hate that decision to back off a little bit.
Absolutely, it was an astute decision to back off. I don't blame them for starting it, but they did have to back off because they know that they're a burst healer against a sustained one.
Malthael has Pale Horse this game, and so he will be able to double soak quite freely and essentially have a global. Oh, big bonk from Uther's Hammer. We do see Malthael zooming in for this fight on the right camp, and this time the discretion being the key thing here for the side of Cool Cats and Kittens, not continuing on that invade here. Ooh, rockets away, very well placed Impale, hitting 3 members of Cool Cats and Kittens. Now we have a shrine going in the mid here. We do know that it will be a mortar shrine. You can see me bringing that up on screen for everybody. And experience, we're extremely even.
Very.
Everybody's in pretty good mana straits except perhaps Rock on the side of Roll1Esports. Vala pushover has a little bit of low mana, but being an auto attacker may not be quite as critical. Descalada, he's getting those globes to slowly build up that mana pool.
Yeah, the zoning to start is very good for Roll1. We'll see if Cool Cats and Kittens can do a good invade here.
I like the positioning by Rock there, just standing in the vent, making it so his team gets just a few more by 1, his huge carapace, and 2, possibly that Impale to slow people down. Got to be careful with all of those shots you're taking from Vala. Just like last game, Anubarak didn't gain any more health. Ooh, big stun.
Yeah, here we're seeing a big engage.
That gravity lapse and then the chase that they were able to put into Uther. Rock tried to get out over the wall. Unfortunately, he did not burrow charge just far enough. He is still getting chased. Lucio giving that just insane chase potential. Vala's still up on the shrine. Anubarak diving out again. Reverse amp to chase people down. I think there's probably more excitement up here, or more excitement down there. And they finished the kill. I zoomed back to the shrine to see what this final fight would be. We're at 31-31. Who's going to finish it? I've got to think the advantage is going to go to Cool Cats and Kittens, and they pick off the Malthael in the process.
Yeah, Lubidium's popping off this game. He's having such a good start on the Lucio, and we'll see if that continues throughout the game. But that's been a difference maker, both on the pick at bottom and on finishing off top. Or mid shrine, yeah.
The members of Cool Cats and Kittens going very cheeky here, going for the invade on top right camp while the Mortar Punisher takes out the gate and a little bit of the fort. They cap that, denying it from Roll1. 4-0 on kills right now, giving them 2,000 experience ahead right there, but they're also nearly 2,000 experience ahead on minions at this point, and 750 ahead on camps. So
yeah, Roll1 just has to equalize the experience here. They have to try and just not fight any fight that approaches them. They just have to get the map even for the next phase, because if they're going to stay a level and a quarter behind, it's just going to spell trouble the rest of the way.
Yeah, 10s are so close for the side of Cool Cats and Kittens here. They know it, and even if it's only 4% of damage right now, they're just in a better position, and they're able to take this camp. It's 10s There it is. Another raid. Thank you, B & Co, for the raid of 7 viewers.
B & Co!
So we appreciate everybody making it out to Nexus Gaming Series for this C West matchup. I don't love this where we're taking a camp up 10s, but now that camp is going to still be pushing, and Cool Cats and Kittens can still go look for a fight. Roll1 needs to be very careful. Blessed Shield, High Five, Phoenix, Isolation, Rain of Vengeance. Oh, we see that one stun. We see a second. We even had a gravity lapse coming in from Descolada, but Rock Your World could not get away from it all. The snappiness of Blessed Shield. I realize Falling Sword is all the rage at the moment in coordinated play for the unstoppable it gives, and the level 20 Heaven's Fury being so powerful. But the snappiness right there led to that kill because they were able to just channel, or layer in their CC, not necessarily channel it, and downwin an Uberak there. So, and I love we get a kill, we take a structure. Well done on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens.
Anyone that knows me knows that I'm a Falling Sword apologist in the first place, but Blessed Shield is the right choice there, and it was used correctly. Full stop.
We do see 10s on the side of Roll1Esports. We have Last Rites, Divine Shield, Ring of Frost, again Thornwood Vine, and again Cocoon.
Yeah, in that previous engagement, it turned 1.5 level into a 2-level lead. Now it's back to about 1.5.
Ooh, Maltheo got slippery for a second, but it wasn't until Divine Shield that he was out of there. Blessed Shield hits him when he comes out of the Divine Shield, almost leading to a kill. The Cocoon was used for a save there. Divine Shield was used for a save there, but they've still got a few ults ready to go on both sides.
Yeah, still almost 2-level difference. They've got to do something to equalize the experience to have a good chance at a fight, because it's about to be 13s against not 13s.
At this point, I don't see a way that Roll1 takes this and survives it. They need to defend the fort and have Malthale try to get them back in the game experience-wise. If they go in right now, down as they are, they're going to lose another fight.
Yeah, if they delay the cap a little bit, that would be good, but they have to give up that top fort and say we have 3 keeps and only 1 fort bottom, and just try and get as close as possible in experience and the board state.
I don't mind that they took this
camp,
but I don't.
They invade and they're going to get the other one. And if they also get the hard camp, that will do a decent amount to just even the board state, get some experience. It's already only just over 1 level instead of almost 2.
But they gave up a fort for those now 3 camps. They're still not 13 now. The fort may have been gone regardless. I don't know that they were going to save it there, but those camps didn't do anything. Is my biggest worry there. That Punisher did. We still have only 1 cannon tower that's even damaged in mid at this point. 13s are real close for Roll1, but Cool Cats and Kittens are firmly in the driver's seat of this game. They don't have to take a fight right now.
They firmly are.
Roll1 has to clean lanes. Roll1 has to do maintenance of the map. Cool Cats and Kittens can almost hide in a bush and just wait to see where Roll1 is and go somewhere they're not. Ooh, Cocoon was used there. Johanna came out with the Iron Skin, a zoning Rain of Vengeance, and it absolutely worked. I've had many a zoning Stormbolt in my history, so I understand throwing out a stun just to keep the enemy team from walking in that space. You know Cocoon is down, you're up 2 levels. Blessed Shield committed. Divine Shield comes out as an answer. Rock is really low, goes down between the Living Bomb and the damage from the Vala. Uther goes next. Divine Shield has already been used. Blast Rights used, hits too healthy of a Johanna. We see lots of damage going into the members of Roll1Esports, and Cool Cats and Kittens are in a great spot. Horvath taking the time to Hearth as Dahaka getting full health, digging into where the top camp is while his teammates rip down a third fort. No more exist, of course, for the side of Roll1Esports. Blizzard, if you're listening and want to create a 4-lane map for me, I've got ideas. Just let me know.
But, me too, please.
Cool Cats and Kittens gets a cannon tower, and now they're backing up, but they are 16s. We do see a little bit of harassment coming out from the Dahaka on the Malthael. Vala coming in to clear the mid lane. They've got a 5-on-4, but Vala's so far out here. Oh. Blessed Shield committed. We see a Cocoon. We see a Divine Shield. We see 2 members on the red team going down, and Vala still alive. A third member going down in Malthael. What a crazy team fight. I wish I had instant replay for you folks. I apologize. I'm not that fancy yet. We'll get there.
Yeah, we're not CCL level, production yet.
Other members of
You'll
the
get there,
NGS caster community might be. I spent 3.5 hours trying to fix overlays today. But I like that from Cool Cats and Kittens. They siege down that wall. The next shrine is spawning in the mid lane, and now that fort is decidedly unprotected. This one is, of course, the ever-desired Frozen Punisher. Roll1 is still not 16, and Cool Cats and Kittens just dives in to get a lead. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of zoning. Okay, here we go. Our bruisers moving into a zoning position, our tanks moving into a zoning position, and they see that the members of Roll1 just aren't coming in, so they start looking. A very, very cheeky camp take by Kael'thas in the bottom lane. He does get away safe, but whew. And Roll1 gives this shrine. They're trying to do some lane maintenance so they can defend in one lane. They are 16s now. I would like to see them take this fight, but John Cena is still there, so this is a 5v6. Can they get the Haka before this fight?
Chance. This is where everything has to line up or they lose.
I like the idea to fight away from the Punisher. Unfortunately, Big Beard on Jaina going down. Rock as a Nubarak is our second to fall. And with the siege that a Frozen Punisher brings, although it did miss the keep in freezing everything, this may be game right here.
It likely is. And I think that maybe with the last game, with getting early advantages, I think that with the comp that Roll1 had, if they got an early advantage, they could have snowballed in the completely opposite direction of being 12-0 the other way.
13-0. They got one more kill on the Malthael for good measure.
But since they didn't get that early advantage, just being sustained, being consistent is what Cool Cats and Kittens had going for them, that they just got to play a diligent game and they're going to win. And it was technically close for a bunch of the fights, but just being ahead, being 1.5 levels ahead, usually they just got to move forward directly by having a consistent comp. So I feel like the burst versus sustain conversation is Roll1 didn't get the early burst, so they just got out sustained, and there she wrote.
The level lead obviously factored into this, but Vala outpacing anybody else in the game by 18,000 hero damage is definitely something big. The kills were heavy in favor, of course, for Cool Cats and Kittens, and they took advantage when they could and made that happen. So
Yeah, Vala the pushover had a very good game.
yeah, to end the game before level 20 in an extremely convincing fashion, that's what as a team you always want, because you don't want the opponents to have a chance to come back to it. I don't know why I'm showing NGS logos aplenty. Our team logos seem to have bugged out on the overlays. I'll have to troubleshoot that with our good friend Seventh Ace, who provided a lot of these assets. So thank you for that. A
Is
very
Vala gonna be a ban in the next game, you think?
She very well may be. She is a force to be
Maybe?
reckoned with at this time in the Nexus. And so we are hanging tight, seeing who gets the next match. I imagine this is Roll1's first time to be able to get a choice of map pick or first pick. And so we will see if they stick with map pick that has been chosen for them up to this point, or if they're going to go for first pick and shove that towards Cool Cats and Kittens to select the map. So, and no, it's a pleasure to be here, folks. What a game so far. What a match, I should say. We are now. Oh, I get to add that Cool Cats and Kittens have won a game. You can see that updating. Again, this is all part of the Nexus Gaming Series. Check it out. You can see it on the screen right now, nexusgamingseries.org. I am Valcomer. My co-host today is Kendo Hots. You can catch him on Twitter by @Kendo Hots. I don't have a Twitter, but my team does, so gaming_CCS is how you find us. And I am waiting. Can't counterpick stupid, in fact, though I did take this season off. I was a Storm League junkie. Oh, Kendo, I'm sorry. I am on the one screen that I don't have my audio set up right. Let me get that so that they can hear you as well. No.
Back in a second, anyway.
Now you're there. You're fixed. I
All right,
apologize.
hey, I made 3 good jokes, everybody.
I know. I'm a bad friend and
I'm a bad caster.
a beginning production type of guy, but it's a lot of fun to be here. I am one of the analysts in NGS. I tend to focus on Division C, and so when the opportunity to cast came up, I absolutely said I'd like to do it, and then Kendo joined me to be the co-host tonight. But a lot of fun. We are awaiting that call from our friends of Cool Cats and Kittens or Roll1 to see what map we are going to. All right. Okay. There we go. I have now made it so that I can hopefully be a bit more smoother in my my usage of the observer controls. I tend to cast with somebody else at the helm, and so today I am here helping out as the cameraman as well, and so hopefully that works out. I still haven't quite gotten the chat to pop up on my screen. I don't know why. So I have my handy dandy cellular device trying to help me there. We're going to try to refresh the chat to see if that will update it for us. I'm hopeful, folks. I'm hopeful. So the Vala pick was crazy well done. Oh, Dragonshire is our next round. I'm going to pull in Kendo. Sorry, had not seen that one. All right. So Cool Cats and Kittens have picked up Dragonshire for us today. Dragonshire picked. So here we are. Here's our summary so far, folks. We got a split series 1-1 between our two powerhouses here in C West. We have Cool Cats and Kittens finally having to choose their first map. They decided to take us to Dragonshire. We're going to give a casters ready to the lobby, and hopefully we're going to have them rolling into this real quick. I know
Heck
that
yeah.
it's very late for many of our players. These teams having a few members that are farther east than their divisional position may share, but we'll see how
Yeah,
it
I
goes.
was a night owl while hanging with all these left coasters, so I get
West
it.
Coast, best coast, we all know that.
East Coast, Beast Coast.
That's a team in NGS, so I don't know if we can say that. All right,
Oh, never mind. Scratch that.
we are about to have something come over from them. They've both said they are ready, so we're just waiting for that
Here we
draft noise
go.
here. But Roll1, when asked our question, said they have nothing too crazy this week, but they have prepared all 5 maps that they want to go to for this series. So I've got to think we're gonna see a Vala ban if as pushover is still in the lobby, and boy, that was a devastating pick, just laying out destruction everywhere she went.
Yeah, I have to. I feel like Roll1 has been more map ready, where Cool Cats and Kittens has been more comp ready on what are we going to face on the other side. So I feel like that's been the storyline for these two games.
We see the Gul'dan knocked out again. Last week, I was involved in a broadcast here with Jinxie Cat on this very map with one of these very teams, and the Gul'dan spelled some doom with the Horrifies. So, I see why Roll1 got rid of it, just not wanting to deal with that. The power of the Gul'dan damage and ultimate of Horrify. Although, Reign of Disappointment, I mean, Reign of Destruction is also a completely viable ult. I think that
Yeah,
Blizzard
I
has done a good
guess.
job with that. Kendo
I'm
having
playing.
no bias whatsoever towards
No
that talent.
bias whatsoever. No, yeah, I feel like it's sustain is what is being banned out. So I wouldn't be surprised if Roll1 goes for the Lunara early because they banned out some sustained damage first. So they might want to pick the next best sustained damage hero.
While Envala's still up, so we may see that coming through here.
Bam! With the burst instead. I'm an idiot.
Well, Kael'thas has the ability to be both sustain and burst, right? It depends on what spells you're flinging and when. But
Sure, but let me make fun of myself.
I'm really hoping that we see Pyroblast again, because that's the cooler ult. And ooh, that Chromie that was banned out in game 1, she's here now. I'm interested. Now, I can tell you from many a games played alongside Lubidium that he's played a ton of Brightwing. Brightwing's not actually his favorite hero. He plays the hero well. It's definitely a potent hero, but we saw some absolute strength coming on the Lucio last game. So I think it's more for that global rotation potential to create a 2v1 in the far distant off lane really quick, not just the sustained tick healing. Stukov and
Yeah,
Anubarak coming back in. Velvet did well with the Stukov in game 1. I think that you're right that they wanted the Anubarak, but it was denied them, so they get it this time.
yeah, I was expecting either a Lucio in response to the Brightwing to say, let's both do sustain, but Stukov does have very good sustain. I like this better than a Nuther pick for a solo. Ooh, that is targeted, I'm sure.
Ah, I am really interested on where this butcher band came from. So, should we be in the interview and have enough time and whereabouts, we got to ask about that. So, crazy for Haruno.
Absolutely. I'm going to write that down.
Back in place, we have a roster swap again on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. Haruno playing the part of Dahaka this game, not Horvath this time. Johanna once again picked up. ETC for Zad, Lunara for Big Beard. This is looking an awful lot like the Game 1 draft, but Garrosh seems to have grown mandibles and the ability to dive in the ground and pop back up again. Do you
Yeah, it
think
looks
we'll
like they're
see
gonna
the
go with
Vala
the
again?
ETC laner again. I like it. It just needs to. It needs to work to be a pick, because that could be a Sonya, that could be a
There's the
Blaze
Vala.
Darrell or whatever.
Yeah, ETC is definitely not known for his double soaking nor his snap wave clear. I do know that Zad has been practicing it. I watched their scrim on Monday. I helped matchmake
Same.
their scrim on Monday. Oh yeah, you and I were sending stuff back in the
Yep,
chat.
yep, yep, yep. We were there.
So I know Zad has been working on it. I know I have heard tell from the Into the Nexus fellas of this forthcoming ETC as a counter to Dahaka in the off lane. So I'm
Yeah, it's counter global, so I like it. And I like how they used it first match, where maybe it's the tank. Let's see. Okay, we're just going to counter Dahaka then. And it worked in the first game. So here we do have the Kalthos and Lunara as burst and sustain, and similarly on the other side, Vala and Chromie in burst and sustain. So it's a very even matchup just by comp.
absolutely. I'm interested to see it now. Kendo, I'm gonna make you go different this time. You're gonna have to introduce blue. But on the red side, Roll1Esports, we have Zad on the ETC, Poe on the Kael'thas, Big Beard on the Lunara, Rock on the Anubarak, and Velvet, on the Stukov.
Beowulf's playing Johanna today. I love Johanna. Lubidium's on the Bright Wing. Descolada is on Chromie. Crazy for Haruna is a very good Dahaka from game one on Dahaka again, and pushed over on the Vala.
All right, we see all 5 here for roll 1. Seeing if maybe they can get something cheeky. That was a little bit of an early iron skin, but Joe didn't take any damage because of it. Haka up top getting a little bit of a lead, attacking those back minions, but none of the minions died on the side of the Haka, so there's no lost experience up there. Ooh, big polymorph, condemn.
And it's fine.
Ooh, Brightwing's awfully forward there. Anubarak wasn't quite able to capture. Auto attack Vala, Creed of the Hunter already having 27 stacks. Pushover has been pushing that auto attack, right click galore going through here.
I like Creed. Is that bad?
No,
like
but as I know you've been away from the meta a little bit, this is a Gambit talent now, so she starts.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I've been watching CCL. I haven't been playing, but I'm watching the pros.
So and she's strong, and auto attack Vala is definitely potent, and we saw all the damage last time. So roll 1 opting.
Zad is making some trouble for Dahaka.
Down he goes.
That happened.
And there's a camp pushing in now top. So, ooh, Beowulf's in trouble. Brightwing
Then
teleports in. Is it a 2
no.
for 1 special? No. Rock getting down to sub 50 health there. He's going to decide to back up. So effectively a kill, except for, the whole experience and excitement. Rock has paused.
3-2-3.
He's lagging out of his mind. We are going to come over here to the webcams so that we do not give anything away on the map. How's everybody doing tonight? Not that I'm the best person to be asking that question, because unfortunately the chat still did not update on my screen, but my cell phone, I'm trying to keep up. I still think that Pyroblast is the cooler ult, using my 80s and 90s slang that has, I hope, still kept up.
Shoot, let me pull up the chat because I haven't even been in Twitch chat.
Oh, they are coming back, and we're back in game. Hopefully that was as close as possible for everyone. Don't worry, that chat will go away soon enough.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3.
3-2-3
I'm old school,
calculated,
right?
is quite exciting, but oh, Beowulf's low on the shrine, and the members of Roll1 are just saying, we'll take the fight or take the camp, which would you rather? And Cool Cats and Kittens bails out. Vala still plunking away. She's slowed down a little bit on her stacks. She's only at 45, so another 18 have been gained in the last minute and a half, compared to 27 in that first minute.
No, it was a really good trade to give up the shrine temporarily, make sure you cap bottom because you had top solid. So that was a very good trade.
Ooh. Lunara's channeling here in the mid. Is she going to get it? No. Just pushed off. Rock super low. Sub 200 health. Sub 150 health on that one. But at least not lagging out of his mind. So both Rock and Poe heading out. Lunara picking up the mid soak. Roll1 is ahead in the experience game here. So we're going to do a quick flash over there. Little bit of hero experience. Little bit of minion experience. Merc experience. And even a structure for good measure. I assume that would be in top lane.
Rock's been low a couple of times, so we'll see if Cool Cats and Kittens can capitalize on that. Because he's gone low a couple of times.
Rock is back in Beetle build this game. I have been enjoying Beetle build, and I like Rock's variation on taking Hardened Carapace at 4, just to be able to have that move speed. Oh, the dive in on Johanna, but Iron Skin do as Iron Skin do. She is away. Ooh, a time trap was caught for both Stukov and Lunara, but not able to pump too much damage in there. Red team has both top and bottom, but I don't think they're going to be able to channel. Dahaka picks up top, so that is safely in the hands of Cool Cats and Kittens. Haka Hearthen back. I don't know if he will be waddling or digging. We will see. Phase shift into the Joe. Kael'thas taking their camp over here. Vala now taking their camp over here. Roll1 still has that bottom shrine, and it's just Joe trying to be a little cheeky here. Iron Skin committed. They did take Hold Your Ground at level 4, so Iron Skin is only on a 20-second cooldown, not 25, and it's got that bigger, beefier shield. But Roll1 is going to get to level 10 about a half level early. That is loudspeakers, not speed metal, but... Oh, I see. He's saying, I believe
the Johanna build so far with a little bit of speed, and I also love the Anubarak build so far with a little bit of speed. So I feel like both of these tanks are doing things that I like from my tank days.
I feel like Dahaka would love to dig down, but he doesn't want to give ETC a free channel, and here he is, but not before his team has got enough of the channel. Vala dives in deep. No support there from a minion wave, so she takes tower shots and more damage from minion forces than her itty-bitty health bar will allow.
Yeah, I don't blame the Vala on that because there were 2 at slivers, but unfortunately she got neither.
Ooh, Cocoon committed. Ooh, big stun. Well timed. The silencing pit of Lurking Arm got a fair amount of damage, but it just wasn't quite enough to whittle through the Chromie. Ooh, the channel
Yeah, if the
finished by the
pyro came
ETC.
through, that would have been very big for Roll1, but they definitely got the Dragon Knight, so that works for them.
I am excited that we have the Pyroblast, because Pyroblast is amazing. Rock is behind a wall that he can't get out of. His team bails him out. ETC bringing the Dragon Knight bottom. I like this call well enough. I also could make an argument for why to go mid, but just make sure it's valuable. This isn't a 2-minute Dragon Knight. It's a 6.5-minute Dragon Knight, and they are taking the 5v4 with the exposable health bar. Ooh, that punt on Lubidium may have spelled doom for her. Oh,
So close. I'm sure that it was.
I wish I could see
nearly
the
survived.
overkill number, right?
Yeah, that was closely survived. So Vala almost got away with it, and you love to see when she does. Unfortunately,
Yeah, so she has now lost 2/5 of her gambit. She is still getting the stacks needed for the extra damage from it, but the attack speed, she's lost 10% of the 25 that she starts with. And I was hoping for the spell shield from Brightwing to be enough to save, but it wasn't. Roll1 finishing the bottom fort there with the Dragon Knight and that pressure, and taking the camp and just letting it keep the members of Cool Cats and Kittens busy. I'm curious as to whether Rock gets out of this. Blessed Shield committed after, but the teammates of Johanna are so far away. I've got to think that Rock still slithers out of this, and he does.
yeah. They almost cornered Anubarak there, and I sort of wish they did because it deserved to be punished.
He was so far forward. I don't like this engagement yet. I would like to see 13s or just let them have the camp. And 13s are so close. The camp top side being difficult for ETC to pick up, but man, is that that extra damage, or he's got Echo Pedal plus the extra healing from
Joe gonna get ganked.
We see our Sandblast quest finished for Chromie.
It would just be a push back and forth here, but unfortunately she fell.
I don't like that they're letting the camp go here. Joe's dead for a little bit. Maybe just let it get a few hits there, but they're instead deciding to go for the cap, which if they can get it is of course going to do more than that camp, and will certainly make it so that Valk isn't too stressed for him. But they get a clean capture here on this Dragon Knight. It's close enough that I would like to see them just knock down mid fort first. Open up the map, gain a little bit more control, gain access to that passive experience. Ooh, I like Rock's positioning here. Great shield glare to check there so that the members of CCK don't come in and just have a bad fight. But stage dive, it did catch Brightwing. Cocoon on the Johanna. A time stop, which does work on the DK. Blessed Shield there, doesn't stop the DK. The DK's health is getting melted by this anti-siege that Chromie and Vala can bring. Ooh. We see slaps, we see dives, we see slides, we see everything down there except Haka, who's trying to keep his team in this and catch up on that experience. So that
CCK did a very good job just protecting the keep, making sure that there's barely any damage on it. And for a 10-minute Dragon Knight, that wasn't bad.
So Chromie currently leading the damage charts in this game. Dive in on the Dahaka, but he gets away scot-free. And Dahaka's siege damage already at 107,000. Wow. Oh, Johanna, she's wishing she had Falling Sword right now. Is she going to get out from this? Iron Skin comes in. Her team's there to save her. She's got 55 spell armor with the upgrade there from Brightwing. Oh, The Blessed Shield bounced off an Anubarak beetle, but the health of Johanna just isn't quite enough there. Stage dive coming in, picking up another 2 kills. I'd like to see them siege here. They opened up that wall before. Perfect. Anubarak throwing in some beetles. Epicenter, not endless beetles with beetle juiced, but that's still a lot of tanking power while your minion wave's catching up. This keep is gone. Roll1 played this very well. They're not going to be able to end here, but 0 to 7 on deaths. They're in control. They're up 16s, though it's very close. There we go. 16s on the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. Free camp, denying that from Cool Cats and Kittens. Much like last game, Roll1 is firmly in the driver's seat here. I think that it is, with having that bottom keep gone, it is a team fight away from Roll1 being able to finish this game. For Cool Cats and Kittens, they need to get several picks and team fights. ETC might be the first one here. Oh, they've got 4 people up there. A lot of damage into the ETC. The spinning Blessed Hammers came close, and instead Brightwing goes down.
Yeah, that power slide into the engage from the rest of the ETC team, that was very good.
And he hearthed and used stage dive to come back in. I don't know that this Dragon Knight ends because all of the damage is up, but
if they go right to bottom, it could.
And they're going for playing for 20, open up the map a little bit more.
A little bit safer. I don't hate it.
You can't say safer, or Velvet will be like, next time we're going full bore to the core. Because anytime I try to tell him to do something safe, he's like, no, we need to take risks, Valcor, else we'll never win. Big dive.
I love him for that.
Big dive. It goes, the Johanna goes down with it. Again, open up the map, take the keep wall here in the mid. They've got positive pressure in both mid and bottom. Taking this camp now means they could open up top if they so chose. The elusive win through top on Dragonshire isn't always what you want to go for, but opening up the map a little bit more, making it safer for your solo laner top than theirs, not a bad plan at all. We are half a level away from 20s. A win condition is absolutely there, and they still haven't died once.
It's the opposite of last game. Of they just got a footing, so they never let go of it for Roll1. And last game, CCK, they got a footing and they never let go of it. So next game, I would like to see CCK stick to the sustain angle, because that's going to be the coin flip. Because if Roll1 does a burst healing angle, CCK can beat that.
So we see Crowd Pleaser again. We got the upgrade for Thornwood Vine. We got Flamethrower. We got Rewind. We've got the I'm holding my level 20 so I can get additional slaps by Stukov. And Chromie, with her level 20 coming on early, has Piercing Sands. Roll1 just continuing to take everything, paint the map red. I would like to see them take this fight. Alright, take the dragon, be safe, I get it, it's a good idea. But I wanted to see carnage. Bone crunching action. Anubarak burrow charging out.
Can anyone? No.
Johanna could have gotten in there and shield glared to prevent it, but how much is that? How much would that have bought for CCK? Not a lot. It would have put their tank very far forward. You'd rather live to fight and defend your keep than try to do it without your tank and the enemy team still get the Dragon Knight. Blessed Shield, Crowd Pleaser stage dive, a big slide. Ooh. This is going to be game. Walk around the keep, just hit the core. And that's exactly what they're doing. Johanna was cocooned in the back. If I clicked on rock, I'm sure we would have seen the rewind committed. Johanna trying to distract him, but it doesn't matter. Just the Dragon Knight could finish this one. We have a Roll1 victory in very good showing. 12-0 this time. The previous game did have the one more that turned into 13-0. But what a match we have here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We are continuing on this, and woo, woo.
Yeah, you love to see a stomp in one direction and a stomp in the other. That these are two good competitors against each other. You love to see it.
Last season in NGS 11, these two teams did go to the C West finals against each other.
Oh,
Now,
really?
Roll1 pulled off the victory in a very convincing fashion, but these two teams were the teams last season. This season,
Dang.
and in the last few weeks, Cool Cats and Kittens has not lost a map. Not a match, a map. Through the
What?
playoffs, through the last few weeks of the season, they have been on fire. And we've seen how well they've played tonight, and I expect just a brutal matchup on this next map. And I think Game 5 is a very real possibility.
Oh, I completely agree. Um, I forget what the name of the last Dahaka in the other game where Haruna got subbed out for and then came back. But
Horvath.
I love Haruno's Dahaka doing a very good job both games. So I want to put that out there. But here's where there was a similar structure between both teams, maybe a little more aggressive tank on the side of Roll1 than on CCK, but having burst damage, sustain damage, maybe a little more considered sustain healer. But last game was very early advantage that was never let up on CCK, and then this game early advantage never let up by Roll1.
Yeah, just a fantastic series. I don't think we're out of the woods here for anybody. And the great news about a best of 5 is it's not just this race to win 2 games. We get to see more strategies. We get to see more of the planning really come out.
Love it.
And so I am very excited to see what is coming our way next. You can see we are still waiting here in the press box what our next map pick is going to be. And that was a win by Roll1. Still writing my notepad here. But I imagine in CCK fashion, we will see Horvath rotate back in. I don't know if that means we're going to see a rotation somewhere else in the roster, but I do know from chat, again, the questions I put out there, that CCK has some spiciness up there. They have Cho'Gall in their logo, and they let it be known that if necessary, they're going to have a Cho'Gall game. So we'll see. Roll1 saying that they're going to stick with consistency, and we'll see what the spiciness is. Is it the gameplay? Is it the consistency? Is it the big team fights? Is it a cool hero that we don't see very often? I don't know. I don't know.
I think the consistency is the answer, but I also think that the consistency is the answer for both teams because I feel like the sustain is working for both teams. And when the sustain is sort of even on both sides, it's a very good game. So in the
Alterac passes
one,
our map, folks.
oh,
Roll1 picked it. You
spicy
can
map.
see it on the screen there. The only thing that makes me sad about this map is it's not quite the Juice Pirates map that we would hope for. I think that would be a great thing to see in this series, but sadly I don't think that's coming at this point.
Yeah, I don't want to see Tyrion Morales on any map, but hey.
Hey, Juice Pirates is a viable and well done strategy in many cases.
It's viable if you're outmatched to get a game. That's my hot take. If you're outmatched and you want to get a game, Juice Pirate away.
I can say from a NGS match many seasons ago that we first game of the season ran Juice Pirates because why not? And we lost. We were very sloppy. But
oh, really? Color me surprised.
but we did come back and win the series.
Awesome. I love that for you.
So, 10 armor, if you're out there, we still love you, and good job beating our very poor Juice Pirates run. But I don't think we're going to see that here. Alterac Pass, not exactly a Juice Pirates friendly map. You know, that whole healing core thing. Actually, I really like that about the core. Just not for the case of Juice Pirates. So, we're here and let's go from the teams. Let's move into our draft screen. Alterac Pass. Gotta love the horns there. Great map. Thank you. Thank you, developers that brought us this one. So, all right. We did see Horvath come back in for the side of Cool Cats and Kittens. We have not had a roster swap on the side of Roll1. They did say that that may be a possibility as the game went on. So I think for the sake of Roll1, and I know Big Beard is one of their East Coasters, he probably is ready to go to bed.
Yeah, that's the thing I didn't want to say. I didn't want to let that cow out of the bag. Yeah, he's the East Coaster.
Stitches again. I imagine we're going to see Junkrat.
Oh, wow, look at you. I think just get the Dahaka out of there. And then not worry about ETCing unless they enjoy ETCing into Dahaka.
I apologize. I missed a fair amount of that, and you probably heard me cut off. I didn't hear any warning signs from my headset, but it decided to die. And so I am back now.
All right.
I came in at the end of that, but hopefully Kendo carried the cast for me in that moment.
Oh, I always do. You know me. I don't know if... I was going to say, I don't know if he's going to snap in a noob, and he did.
This has been the highest priority that I have seen on Kael'thas all season. Storm League, NGS, everything. This is the highest priority I have seen on Kael'thas.
I really think its response priority is just by Roll1 having a priority, it puts a priority on CCK.
Yep, Lunara.
But CCK
coming
got
over
their
to
burst and their
CCK.
sustain, so I love it.
The Lucio did great things for them on Infernal Shrines. On any map, it can shrink the map in your favor.
They gotta ban Dahaka, right?
He's such a highly contested
yeah, exactly. They
bruiser
have
right
two
now.
Dahaka players, and they keep rotating them, so they had to do it.
Yeah, and he is doing fantastically in high levels of play and in high coordinated settings. We like to fancy ourselves in Division C as both of those things. It is the best NGS division, and anybody that says otherwise just needs to hang out more.
No, it sort of is, because pro play gets caught up in their own buttholes, where this is the real... Oh, I was gonna say, Falstad is the perfect pick for Roll1. Perfect. Because there's not gonna be a Bright Wing because there are two supports. Dahaka already banned out. Falstad, perfect pick. Oh, look, they banned Falstad. This is why Div C is sick.
Chromie, so the long distance poke not being Junkrat, but Poe bringing it in as the little sand witch herself. All right, and Cassia. I I feel like Cassia's range is so short that Lunara and Kael'thas can both play around that quite a bit. I like the
Right, she's
Ragnaros.
gonna rely on Chromie.
Yeah. And call me crazy. I think Slowing Sands was a fine pickup. I want to see Temporal Loop. Just don't even care.
Oh
Blow someone up.
dang! I was questioning what are they gonna counter Rag with. This is a decent pick. It might backfire. Because if they picked a more standard laner that people expect, it might do better against a Rag. But this might be a targeted versus Rag pick. So if Zad pops off, it's going to work for Roll1. If Zad does not pop off, I actually like CCK better.
So it's the eternal choice in the solo lane, and we haven't seen it as much lately, but it's is Thrall going to be able to punch through to the point where Ragnaros has to just back off? Because Ragnaros has far more wave clear tools. You don't have to use Blast Wave on Ragnaros. You can put it on one of the first minions up front, and bam, it'll hit the enemy wave. Or is Thrall just going to punch him in the face, be a Doomhammer in all sense of the word, and win that lane that way, even though his wave clear kind of sucks? All right, let's introduce our teams here. We've got for Cool Cats and Kittens, Beowulf, who has been tanking, is now on the Ragnaros. Lubidium coming in again with that Lucio. Pushover, literally running circles around Beowulf right now. And now the rest of the team has Lunara. Descalada taking the Kael'thas, and Horvath tanking with May. What's our red side of roll one?
On the red side, Rock is going to be on the Anubarak. Velvet's going to be on Stukov. Big Beard is doing the Cassia. Poe on the Chromie. And Zad in the lane on the spicy ass Thrall.
All right. We finally have a match where all 5 people are here for both teams for that center fight. Now
You'll love to see it.
We saw how quickly Cool Cats and Kittens cleared that lane. To me, they have a huge wave clear advantage. And so it's up to Roll1 to get the team fights and make this happen. We saw a little bit of the off-lane exchange, but coming down here for the potential team fight in First Blood. No blood on the ground yet, just a couple of bruises, but it looks like Roll1 may be trying to double soak mid-bottom here.
You're
I don't hate it.
absolutely right where the Anubarak is going to be better at if they coordinate a pick, is going to be more suited to do that than a May would
be. Lubidium showcasing his desire not only to skate on walls, but to up his APM. Let's see if I have that one here. Oh, I don't know that I have his APM counter. Bummer. But just dancing around, both teams going for that null camp, that quote-unquote 4th lane of experience here.
Juice that APM!
Juice it.
That's all that matters. If you lose it,
I do have it. It's Control 3 is APM. So right now our highest APM in the game is actually Zad on average. So go Zad go up there on Thrall. Who knew?
Surprising / not surprising.
Oh, Rolling Thunder. I love Rolling Thunder at level 1 from Thrall.
Oh, such a gambit. I love it, but
it's more punching in the face.
How can you not love it?
Both teams being very good about clearing the camps here in the mid lane before they get to the wall and create that chip damage. Experience super close, a little bit in favor right now of Cool Cats and Kittens, but as I finish that sentence, it is no longer the case. Rag has to back from getting chunked down by that Thrall. I know in last season there was a match where Thrall was chosen by Zad to go against Sonya, and it was oppressive. We so often think of Sonya as that lane bully, but Thrall was just putting so much damage into her. Ooh, Lucio
Yeah, it
rotating up
looks
here.
like a counter pick directly,
Great,
which it's
great
only going
rotation
to
by
work with
Lucio.
assistance, and there you go, got assistance.
Chromie set up. I would like to have seen her place a time trap for vision, but I get it. Lunara with her wisp can literally see it and remove it. Roll1 quicker on the camp this time, or at least getting there. Lubidium and Descolata there for Cool Cats and Kittens, taking their camp. And Chromie's just still playing Sentinel here, making sure. Seven's online for Cool Cats and Kittens. Now
Yeah, it
Lunara
looks
is
like they're
going
going to
into a
collapse.
burstier build here. She's got that Blossom Swell and Choking Pollen. Oh, Ragnaros. Hoo-hoo. Horvath, great
Good save,
save
good
coming in
save.
there. Counter kill, or not counter kill, but counter
Yep. No,
engage
it was
for
a
the
counter
kill.
kill because it was almost a kill on the rag.
Ooh, Poe playing that defense. Oh, and the time trap for the stop. It doesn't interrupt their channeling, it just pauses their channeling, but it was a very nice try by Poe there.
That was an amazing response by Cool Cats and Kittens. There was a little bit of bullying in the
Oh,
top lane by the
Cassia
Thrall.
has left the game.
Oops.
All right, we're back on me so that no one gets to see any spicy information. Now I believe in the forthright and trustworthiness of both of these teams, but I'm a glory hog, so I put myself on the camera right here. No, I just I do prefer to navigate away, and with the overlays we got set up today, we made sure that was possible. All right. No, that is not the case, Kendo, but no one can see what you're chatting right now.
No, it's not. I'm sure. I'm just playing with my buddies.
We chillin'. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. I don't know if our
Are those
resident
song
rapper
lyrics?
Lucio is quoting lyrics. Descolata says never gonna give you up. I'm expecting the next line to be never gonna let you down, but we'll see. Oh, there it is. There it is. We've been rickrolled, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat. Yep, they can't see you, Kendo, because that's observer only chat, not all
That
chat.
sucks.
Uh, and it's been leaked here by Zad, who obviously knows, right, that Rick Astley is the new
Oh, he's the
hero in
president
HOTS.
of Blizzard. You didn't know?
Well, so while we've got time to be rather silly, the
Oh, that's my
lawsuit
jam.
the
That's my lane.
lawsuit for Nintendo got more amazing and in my face this week. One Bowser was sued by the other Bowser. Both people's last name are Bowser in this lawsuit. Nintendo of North America and the Canadian hacker, both last named Bowser. So Bowser of Nintendo of America sues Bowser Canadian hacker and wins. So now Bowser has to pay Nintendo or Mario all these damages for Bowser hacking Bowser. It's great. I love it.
Well, if we're playing a Blizzard game right now and talking about lawsuits, shouldn't we tiptoe a little more? Yikes.
I don't know. We're talking about Nintendo's lawsuits, not Blizzard's lawsuits.
Well, we're playing a Blizzard game and you're mentioning lawsuits. I'm just saying.
Well, maybe.
Isn't that
I
maybe eggshells?
it might be. I am not seeing anything new in chat yet, so maybe I have just driven everybody off at this point. But
I think I'm reeling them back in. Everything's fine, but
whew, whew. All right. So right now we're still waiting, everybody. We're in the middle of Alterac Pass. We're about 5 minutes in. We've had a little bit of channel come through for Cool Cats and Kittens. They're almost, or no, actually a little bit more than a full level ahead. And they got that kill on Stukov, played by Velvet, and was able to turn that into 16 seconds of channel time here on Alterac Pass. But their macro team is ahead in experience, and I can't show the map yet, but we're getting there. The weather's cold, Lubidium, because you're on Alterac Pass. We're going to keep reading their chat for all the great stories it brings. It's not very cold here in the Rocky Mountains where I am right now. We're about 10 degrees more than we normally would be. Fahrenheit, of course, because I don't know how to compute the difference right now. Sorry, everyone who uses Celsius. And of course, today was the day that I decided to wear my white shirt and tie on the cast. So I felt to add more color, I needed to have my jacket. So we're a little bit warmer than normal. I am definitely feeling warmer than normal under the lights in the jacket. And I wouldn't mind Alterac Pass at the moment. I've lived in the Rocky Mountains enough that I would like some cool. Ooh, open the window there. So nice. All right, well, we're going to continue with lots of fun while we're waiting here. For those of you who have been on a broadcast or seen the late night face check, you know that I have all these cards. I can't ask a player right now, but what I can do is give Kendo 60 seconds or until we get a timer called from our players to go. So Kendo, this is the lightning round of the late night face check, now brought to you in this cast of Nexus Gaming Series on Nexus Gaming Series 2 of the Sea West Coastal Finals. To explain the lightning round, you will have 60 seconds to answer. Oh, Comrade, oh, he's back. Stay of execution for Kendo, but we'll get to those cards. All right, the casters are ready. We're here. We're just waiting for you to say go. Oh, players. And I will click the in-game. Okay. Countdown commencing. Here we go, folks. It is time to rumble again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! All right. Nines are almost here. Not that that gives anyone a talent, but now they'll be up 8% in damage. Ooh, this shrine. Oh, that's why it's not moving for me. I was still on the overlay controls. And CCK is playing this slow, and I like that. They're ahead to 10s. Chromie did just get Slowing Sands with coming online at level 8. But they're playing it slow. They're working towards those 10s. They know that they will see the channel if it starts to happen. And so they're just taking a camp, getting a little bit of experience south, a little bit of experience that they're rolling up for mid. Horvath is hanging out in the bushes, ready to delay. I like this call. Roll1 sees that all the members of Cool Cats and Kittens have disappeared, so they go for their camp to try to keep that pressure equal. We see Lava Wave. We see Phoenix. All right, it's good for delays, it's good for team fights, but it's just not as neat. Oh, Lucio catches a double Sandblast to the face to delay. Now a Dragon's Breath. 1, 2, 3. Lucio is very low. Oh, he has to pop amp it up. We saw the Lava Wave screaming through the top there. The later cap by Roll1 has caused these two bruiser camps, or null camps, to meet just under their towers. So they're getting a relatively free clear there. But in trade, CCK gets the objective. And they're already ahead on experience. And this is going to net them a couple towers, maybe a fort if they push really hard. And Ragnaros is going to keep getting them that massive experience lead. Ooh, Ice Wall, Cocoon, Blizzard, not the one from Jaina or the company, just the one from May. Ooh. Down goes the Chromie. There was just enough fire damage to take down our favorite Mage of Sand. Ooh. Lucio diving in heavy. They are under towers. Lucio, I think, even took a shot from the keep, not just from the cannon towers there. But trading healers out. They get the bottom fort with their cavalry hitting it very strong. The cavalry's true strength is that the minions around it don't die, and minions deal triple damage to structures. Obviously, if you're there as an attacker, you get the attack speed and the damage buff. It also is a healing buff in that area, not healing received, but healing dealt, if you will. And Kendo, I fear I may have lost you. I have not heard you in some time.
Didn't lose me. I had a headset problem. You hear me now?
I do. So tonight is apparently the night of headset problems.
That's kind of a good Cocoon. Can they capitalize?
She is so far away from her team. Oh, the massive shove! Kendo was out for a minute, Raka. I appreciate you sending that DM to me in Discord. And Ragnaros is started this boss. The boss is winning here. This is...
That might be a little more gutsy than it's worth.
The teams now
I hope
here.
TCK can capitalize.
I feel like Roll1 knows about it with Zad, but they're being safe here. They're down 2 forts. They're down a major talent tier.
Good on CCK for finishing that out.
Ragnaros got a bit low. Oh, Thrall gets away. CCK decides not to chase him down. Roll1 now has the pressure in the middle, but there's a boss top. There's a lava wave bottom. There's a prison camp top. Like, there's a lot to do right now for Roll1. They are on 13s even now again, but Roll1 chasing down a Nubarak. I think Rock's in trouble. 640 spell armor, but he still goes down. The Phoenix committed just for show. Ooh. Ice Wall. Velvet can't get out of this. I like the placement of that Ice Wall. So often we try to see that Ice Wall, or we try to land Ice Wall strictly as a stasis to set other things up, but it's still an indestructible barrier. The other team can't move through it unless they have abilities to jump over it. A few more ults committed there just to make sure that the chase does not continue, but we're already 25 seconds into this channel. Stukov is just now coming up. This is going to CCK, and with no forts up, this is going to be a tough defense for Roll1.
Yeah, Horvath on May is doing a very good job. I want to call that out.
Ooh, big silence pit, but you got to be careful standing that close. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be hovering lava wave there. The Molten Core committed, tried to stop it, but it just wasn't enough. And this stun from Swingin' Sulfurous.
It's going to get good damage and get that Stukov down.
Ooh, Ragnaros and Kael'thas combine to knock out Thrall in a fiery furnace for his death. And now the cavalry shows up to help knock down this keep. This is looking fantastic for us to have a game 5. I
I
don't
love it. I love it.
I don't
I've watched
believe there
Game
was
5
any
every
prior
time it's
commitments
best of 5.
made by the teams, but man, are we seeing just back and forth gameplay. Noses are bloodied, fists have been flying, great fights, great everything throughout this series. We're going to see another keep go down. So CCK has now taken out 5 major structures. They have not lost a one. There's a little bit of core damage going in here, and they're pressuring. I think if they get a single kill, they can finish this out. All right, CCK backs off. They let Roll1 clear. They're going to get the third keep now, and we have a pause. All right,
3,
well,
2, 3.
hello again, everyone. I realize I may not be the most angelic face that you ever did see. I get it. But here we are. 323 has been called in the chat by the team
Always.
that has had to take a pause here. So lots of
They're
tech
admitting
problems.
they're admitting it at this point.
Uh,
Tactical.
Rock is dealing with some stuttering lag. So I imagine if we are going to a game 5, which it does look relatively likely, that we will have a few we will have a few restarts of computers. It says there is now discussion of a SWAT team perhaps being at Rock's door, and some shenaniganry called. I don't think there's actually a SWAT team. I think Beard's just being silly here. But Descalada responds that they sent postal inspectors. They didn't call the SWAT team. All right.
Oh, I
We're
thought it was prostate inspectors.
postal inspectors.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
All right. Rock says ready. So we're about to go in here. We got a ready from CCK. We got a we are from CCK. The countdown is coming, folks. Here we go. Oh, I didn't time it quite as well that time. But the third keep goes down. Yeah, this is game right here, right now. Even with Ragnaros dead, the core has taken so much damage. Oh, they're fighting well.
If they get that Lunara, they can
All right.
get some structure.
Caster Curse. I shouldn't have said it was game. Well done, Roll1, getting those kills, evening up the talent tiers even. And Drekthar is just going to regenerate as cores do on Alterac Pass. I don't love this boss. Okay, it was just a quick look. They decided better of it. 3v5 on the map, even talent tiers. 2 levels up doesn't make up for 2 players down.
Yeah, I feel like the early game, Thrall did do some damage to the Rag in the lane, but perhaps if Roll1 picked something that worked a little better for the comp in general, on the map in general, instead of just trying to
big
counter
dive.
the Rag,
Ice wall, high five, bouncy ball, fend. Ooh, the lava wave. 200 health left on May, but Roll1 had to depart with the lava wave coming through, and they're getting big pressure in their other lanes, and this boss is already half health. They are bugging out now. 2 Reavers, almost 3 in the mid lane. Top lane has another 2 Reavers coming in with no minion wave support bottom with that lava wave. Roll1 playing it safe. I like it. But we've got another objective phase coming up, and CCK is so close to 20, less than half a level.
Beowulf has played such a good game on the Rag. I do want to mention that.
Let's see. Descalada can claim victory, as right now he's the only member of CCK that hasn't died. Now, it is basically
That's all
double
that
siege
matters.
damage.
Boom, on MVP.
Ooh, great engagement. Cocoon into the burrow charge, into the impale with the silence. Level 20s are about to come online. Do you think it's going to be heroic difficulty or the second lava wave?
I really feel like second lava wave because they have so much map going on for them.
You are correct. It actually locked in as I was finishing that sentence. Rag is trying to tank the top boss. Flamethrower Summer Anthem for the unkillable for 1.5 seconds. Additional damage with intensifying toxin, and May taking the passive upgrade, well, not passive, but trait upgrade to keep her alive in that scenario. Roll1 is gonna finish this channel. I like for the side of CCK that they got value on the map. Now they gotta stop the Lunara. Ooh, 2 seconds, 1.5, 0.2 I saw there, but this is a scary fight. If Roll1 doesn't survive this fight,
and they're good.
ooh, Rock's gonna die. There we do.
Yep.
But there's still a boss on your core, and he's got double Reaver support, and now you don't have a tank. And there's a lava wave that's gonna eat through some of your health. Okay.
Yeah, if Rock survived there, they'd have a chance to defend this boss, but I don't think they do.
So the boss is down. It's just you gotta kill the damage dealers like the Lunara and hope that Drekthar bounces back to heal. Drekthar is now getting ready to heal. Oh, the Rag prevented the healing. Horvath is low. He procs that level 20. Big Beard goes down. Horvath is trying to get away from the Thrall. Lucio goes down. Drekthar in there just doing some damage. Horvath taking another shot, but he's down to 200 health, and he doesn't have that emergency cryo freeze this time. Roll1 gets Drekthar safe. He with the cavalry, the raiders, the Orcish raiders, pushing the lanes out. That bought them just enough time. Now we see that level 20s are here for Roll1. So the
strategy to counter the Ragnaros worked early, but Beowulf has done such a good job to just keep everything pushing forward.
They still haven't lost a fort.
I thought double lava was going to be the pick.
Yep, still haven't lost a fort. Okay, I am back with the chat on my phone. I don't know how much I missed. I'm sorry, now I'm missing some camera work here.
Yeah, I missed all of the chat. I haven't pulled it up. So that's my
Ooh,
bad.
Cocoon committed, but
second monitor now, so that's my bad.
Yeah, I've got my second monitor for Discord and such, but lots of abilities thrown out here. Fighting with that null camp, but Roll1 needs to back up. They're still down 2 levels. It's 8% health, it's 8% damage. It adds up over the course of a fight, and Lucio loves those sustained fights. Stukov isn't no slacker either, but Lucio loves them. Cool Cats and Kittens positioning for the bottom boss. Roll1 cleared the top lane. It looks like they may leave the mid lane, but knocking a couple things down. They're not going to steal this boss. They're not going to fight for this boss. They need to just clean up the other lanes so that they can then focus the boss down and not have that pressure from the other lane. So there's the cap from Cool Cats and Kittens. 15 seconds on the prison camps. That is going to be very difficult. I think Roll1 needs to engage early and get a kill and then clear the boss. Oh, Stukov's in the front side of that blizzard. Gravity Lapse hit. Everything's hit. Stukov goes down. Oh, Unkillable saving the Kael'thas there. Earth and Shields popping for the team. Quite a bit of help there, especially when there's no Lucio. But the damage from the Lunara on that Thrall, he tried to stay in there and get those procs from Frostwolf Resilience, but it's not quite enough. Cassia is going to be next. She tried to take the Lunara with her. Unfortunately, it did not pan out. GG called by the members of Roll1Esports. There's already pressure on the core. It's already lost half of its health. It's going down. Poe trying to put in a little bit of damage to help. Ooh, he gets caught by the icing slide. We're going to game 5, folks.
You'll love to see it.
All right, we're going to come here to the game summary screen. I unfortunately cannot restart my computer to get all the refreshness going. Otherwise, the stream would die a horrible death and everyone would say, "Where's game 5?" Now we'd come back. But I do imagine we're going to see some folks needing to restart computers, perhaps restart some routers, test some connections. We don't know. But right now, what a game. I think the overwhelming macro from Cool Cats and Kittens just made it so they could take team fights on their terms. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of the sustain brought by Lubidium on the Lucio. Yet again, sustain being an answer to winning. Um, Very good game on the Lucio. And the Ragnaros Thrall uh, uh, matchup, Thrall did a very good job overall. Like, you look at the stat line, wow, that's a great job overall. But what Ragnaros brought in the macro double lava, just as soon as they had a footing to be ahead, Rag ensured that they kept ahead.
Yeah.
So even though Thrall was probably the MVP on Roll 1 and it was a great pick, Ragnaros also is probably the MVP on CCK.
Yeah, the power of Ragnaros. So often we talk about Lava Wave as a way to not lose a game, but in this case it just kept up that macro pressure so well. And I liked the Lava Surge myself. There's absolutely a case for any of Rag's 20s, and I think the Lava Surge just kept Roll 1 having to deal with those waves up front in their base. You gotta do something the whole game. I did caster curse Descolada. I said they were the only one without a death. Then they died. Descolada, I'm sorry. I also said you guys were going to win the game, and then you died. So, absolutely the caster curse. Blame me. But, wow, we're going to game 5. Who would have thought it? Now, they
Oh,
warned.
I wanted it. I wanted it from the get go, even though I'm a Roll 1 fanboy because I'm part of that group.
Yeah, what a round.
I wanted Game 5. So I wish the best for all 10 players in here.
All right, we're going to go to webcams for a second. We are going to Cursed Hollow, folks. I know that much. I am seeing who
Love
picked it.
it!
Oh,
Classic! Classic!
Cool Cats and Kittens chose this map. So for our final map of the day, this one is win or go home, folks. We are going to Cursed Hollow. Classic Heroes of the Storm map. Now, if it were me, I would say let's go to Haunted Mines. It'd be great. However, not yet in the map pool. Someday it will
Yeah,
return.
not quite.
But wow, talk about just a great series. We are hitting all sorts of marks for both teams playing so well, having these power play moments, and wow, we're ready for a great one here. It has absolutely been a back and forth series. I can show you on my notepad where it went one team, then the other, all the way down, and here we are, game 5. Anything that you're hoping to see here, my good friend Kendo?
I'm hoping to see a Dahaka ban and a denial pick of Lucio. Just take the Lucio away from them. That's what I want to see for Roll 1 to have a good shot here. On the other side, I've liked every single thing I've seen from Cool Cats and Kittens. And also, I loved watching Tiger King. So I love Cool Cats and Kittens. So I'm a big fan of both teams, I swear. So if Cool Cats and Kittens gets their Dahaka, Roll1 needs to respond to Dahaka. I know just by being friends with them that there are a couple of Brightwing players to have a global, and I know they can both ban or play a Falstad. So I want to see how the global game plays out in draft.
Here we are in the draft, folks. Now, my last question to these two teams tonight before the match was, what do you admire most about your opponents tonight? CCK said of Roll1, I really admire their ability to come together and execute plans as a team. They don't have any one mechanical god player carrying them to their victories or completely wild drafts shutting out the opposing team. It's a group effort that they clearly put a lot of focus into achieving.
Word.
For Roll1, what they said of Cool Cats and Kittens is it's great to play them back to back in Coastal Finals. They're a good team and they play a good macro game. I think we definitely saw that in each of the CCK wins tonight on Infernal
Yup.
Shrines and Alterac Pass. So
Both teams are correct with how they assess their other players.
ooh. So Junkrat's been banned all night, but now it's Kael'thas, so we see Trap Satan himself coming into the Nexus on Cursed Hollow. Oh, yeah.
I actually wouldn't be surprised if that Junkrat was swapped over to another player, but let's see what happens here because all of the globals are available. None of the globals. This is crazy.
Lucio does shrink the map. Junkrat's a pseudo global if you take Ripper Air at 13. Lunara does have that constant move speed, and Lunara has now been in all 5 games. ETC
All right, so we
has
don't
been
know
in.
if ETC's tanker lane. We don't know.
So he was in towers. He was in.
Flex is available if ETC can be lane or tank.
So ETC's been in everything but Alterac Pass, right?
Right.
Oh, no. I don't think we saw him on Shrines either. We saw Malthael and a Nubarak instead.
That's a good ban because they didn't fall for ETC as the tank. That's a great ban by CCK.
So right now, the boss control feels heavily on Roll1's side.
I want to see a Falstad on one team or the other.
He's open.
I don't know which. I want to see it.
I think you pick him right now if you're CCK
right
and if you've
now.
got somebody ready to play it.
Now. No.
Oh.
What?
Neither Ragnaros nor Johanna have boss control, but Ragnaros, rather than a global, just offers a global presence, and we saw that work very well last time.
No,
So
it's a push during curse, free push, or free anti-push if you're cursed against.
yeah. Sonya, big pickup. Jaina, big burst damage.
Wow!
If you see somebody trapped by Junkrat, are we going to see a slide? Are we going to see a silence? Are we going to see a blizzard cone of cold combo? Maybe we even see a leap. There's kill pressure there.
I got completely owned. I'm the loser of this game.
Hey, Falstad could be right here.
Right wing, Falstad, none of them got picked.
Vala's almost a global. If she takes the level 20 range talent, she can basically shoot you across the map. No, not even that. Not a single global outside of the potential for ETC. Now, I've seen Rock play a lot more of a mosh pit than I've ever seen him play of stage dive. But if you're going to main tank ETC on this map, it is absolutely available to stage dive, and you have a lot of interrupts on the enemy side. Now, you could take stage dive to try to interrupt the false or the lava wave pickup, but smash is pretty scary following the idea of a blessed shield, for example, and a rain of
I've
vengeance.
already gotten owned on what my guesses are. So my guesses mean nothing. I am 100% saying we can have the sickest mosh pit ever. Because Jaina's involved, I want to see this mosh pit. So if I'm wrong on everything, that's fine. I'm not playing the game, I'm only talking about it.
All right, Cool Cats and Kittens is here. Fans cheer. We've got Beowulf on the Ragnaros yet again. We've got Horvath on the Johanna pushover from the Vala that was so scary in game 2. Lubidium on his third game as Lucio, and Descolata coming in as the Lunara.
All right, on the red side, we got Rock tanking on the ETC. We have Velvet on the Stukov, Zad in the lane on Sonya, and then we have Beard on Jaina and Poe on Junkrat.
All right, all 5 here.
5-5. Love it.
So Globe Talent on Jaina. To me, that says we may be seeing a Cone of Cold type of build. Ooh, big scoop. Blast Wave, silence from the Lurking Arm. We see a lot of little damage going out, nothing too crazy. We do see that Pushover, rather than going for an auto attack build this game, has started into that Q quest for Hungering Arrow. Lunara quickly down here. I like the macro on both teams. I like the kill pressure on both teams. I'm glad we don't see Brightwing.
There's a little bit of an adjustment of putting the ranged Poe on the lane to the Rag.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I actually think that Junkrat is one of the most obnoxious heroes in the game right now.
He's absolutely obnoxious. That's how you describe it.
Double camp immediate from CCK. They're going to fall a little bit behind on experience. They're even taking some chip damage top. They know that objective's going to be in the top lane. I think they're just going to try to siege with this camp middle right away. But I don't know. They're giving up some experience. That camp is going to be on the wall when the next camp comes from Roll1. Rock's taking a few punches to the face, but with a guitar solo, everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, that's some team coordination that Velvet started it when he knew Beard would come in to be able to finish it off. So that's good on both teams to get the map pressure on the camps.
Ooh, big damage into this center wall by the members of Cool Cats and Kittens, and big damage into the Stukov. He backs up, he pops his trait for that 75 physical armor, but even with the camps colliding under the wall, that wall has taken so much damage. That cannon tower, I'm not going to click on it because it'll mess up my camera, but it can't be more than 300 health. Ragnaros moving up top to pick up some experience, and now Roll1 has their chance to siege with a camp, but they don't have quite as many minions, and they're not getting quite as much structure out of it. Ooh, Jaina. Ooh. I felt like if CCK knew how low Jaina was there and exactly where she was, they would have collapsed after or chased after her a bit, but
they had an opportunity for sure.
Oh, Poe. All right, Junkrat with his indestructible wards that eventually chase you. Trap Satan, what a jerk. Alright, we got a 5-on-5 now. Zad coming in from behind, big damage into the Lucio, but he's now in a sea of blue as the one red. Silencing Pit for the interrupt. Nice job with that lurking arm. Junkrat grenade. Ooh, another grenade. So much delay on the side of Roll1 here. And everybody's taking the taps.
Great denial by Roll1. They were actually behind and now they're ahead in XP. And they had to, by the skin of their teeth, deny.
There's so much damage that has gone into CCK. Molten Core is committed for the delays. Ooh, nice patience there. Making sure that you use the ability spaced out at the right time for it to hit right towards the end of the channel. Now, Molten Core finishes, but that bought the team time to be able to get healthy with Lucio tick healing.
Yeah, we're gonna see whether that was a wasted Molten Core.
Oh, crowd server!
Secured it.
Chat noticed it before me, but I'm excited for the crowd surfer. Wow, CCK is giving? Nope.
Oh, crowd surfer is pog. I'm a guy that occasionally when I picked it, someone asked why.
Hey,
it's a good talent. It's just that occasionally you get yourself in trouble if you don't do it right.
Well, and I think for Roll1 and how much damage I almost said, I didn't curse there. How much boss control they already have with Stukov, with Junkrat, they don't necessarily need loudspeakers to be that boss control. And so if Crowd Surfer can give them a few cheeky plays, more mobility on ETC, because that's what mobility tanks need, more mobility.
Yeah, so mobility is great on an ETC.
Lots of damage going in here without somebody truly tanking. They're doing a good job. Descolada got the edge of that stun circle, but we'll forgive that. And boss taken for Cool Cats and Kittens. Crowd Surfer to get out by Rock. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Siege Giants got in a lot of work down here bottom, though. I like that CCK has a boss that is going to distract now. I just want them to really do something with it. Position for a gank, siege, take the enemy boss, something. You know now that Roll1 has only left one person down there. Everybody else has rotated out. I actually So
that's a great kill by CCK.
They waited in the bush, like I said. I was just busy watching Sonya and the boss.
Yeah, while you were saying that, I was thinking that CCK took their boss while Roll1 did not opt to trade bosses.
Ooh,
so
Stukov going down on the camp. Blessed Shield used. Rock thought he got out, but the leaping strike finishes the kill on ETC, but Lunara couldn't quite get out. They did trade well, 2 for 1 and a camp to boot. Tribute is spawning. It's 30 seconds away. I like this aggressive boss call. Absolutely.
Oh, it was great because they got their boss while Roll1 did not trade off bosses. So they had the opportunity to double boss very early, where double bossing before 13 is considered early.
Oh, I don't know that I like this chase right here. Oh, the Mosh 3, but the Silence Pit was there too. Dead Vala. Jaina's so close, but Lunara gets there. That's a lot of damage. She does not yet have Ice Block. She's a long ways away. It's going to be the counter kill. Walter, the water elemental, coming through for the counter kill.
Wally.
Now, Johanna did die up top, but we kind of saw that was going to happen. So we focused on the tribute fight, and Walter was the winner. Jaina and Lunara not necessarily the winners. But this boss top, that fort's going to go down. Zad, try as he might, it's not going to stop it. They're getting some counter siege down here bottom. I don't know that they're going to get a whole fort off of it, but I like that call. Johanna, man, Jaina and Johanna in the same match. That makes it easy for me. Johanna shows up to push off the pressure, so they got a wall and lost a fort. So that's a tough spot to be in. Lava wave going top. We see the next tribute spawning top right. So that is favorable for the members of Roll1, but it's still a very difficult one even so. Big Beard giving up on the camp back there. Chattering Teeth with Big Az. Yep, Big Az. Super cool talent. I don't like that choice, Blizz. But if it's there, use it, right? Ooh, big damage into the Ragnaros. He falls. Great use of the Riptire. Great kill pressure. And this is going to be cursed for Roll1 without a Ragnaros to help defend it for CCK. I'm dropping some frames, folks. Sorry there, but I think we're back in
Mosh
business.
is up, and I think I said that Mosh might have been the thing, so hello?
Alright, top camp is keeping the minions at bay there. Roll1 going strong for this keep. Ragnaros is about to come up. He doesn't have Lava Wave. He may have Molten Core. Go ahead and check that one, Kendo. But this has been a solid defense on this mid fort. But Roll1 has been chipping away. Oh, here comes the Molten Core. Nice slide away by Rock. Everyone gets away. Ooh, Rock is possibly not getting away. He's trying to get the booger healing from Stukov. He gets it. 300 health now. Trying to dodge those meteors coming down from the Ragnaros Molten Core. They finally get away. The structure bottom, however, did fall during that time. Huge wave here, chipping away at that. Fight here, big leap, blessed shield.
Great for a wave.
Whew, whew. We saw Mosh Pit, blessed shield. We saw a leap, and we see a Johanna go down, trying to valiantly save her teammates. Lunara is next. Fantastic power slide. Rock's very low, using the guitar solo to heal. Getting that healing pathogen from Stukov as well. Well done on the side of Roll1. CCK is up experience. They are no longer up structures. Roll1 saying, you took our boss, we're coming for yours while you clean up that camp mid. I like this call. I think it has potential to help Roll1 get back to a level advantage, though they are slowly losing bottom fort here to a couple of archers. It is going to get cleaned up. Zad going in there to do his trash man duties. Good work with the Sonya. The one thing I don't like about the boss call is the boss is just going for free. But it is a time to get other things done on the map and catch up on experience while you know where your opponents are going to be. So I don't hate the call. I just would have liked to have seen maybe something to make them a little more careful about clearing the boss you just stole. But it was a fantastic denial. You've got control of the map now as Roll1. My camera is staring at a camp that's already taken because I'm too busy talking with my hands.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
Tribute spawns 30 seconds away. Roll1 is waiting for that boss. 4 more seconds. Trap set up. A nice little concussion mine for the boss control. I like that. And I don't mind giving this tribute if it means taking the boss and potentially getting that top fort.
Yeah, the way that Roll1 played it out is it could have been a 2-for-1, but the way it played out, they were lucky enough that it was a 2-for-0. So they just got so much map because they lucked into Oh, it wasn't a 2-for-1. It was a 2-for-0 instead. So good for them.
CCK getting the free channel there. One more tribute, and they will have the curse. We'll see what they do with it. I like that Roll1 is now pushing with this. Lava wave coming top. You gotta back out. It's too much damage. Ooh, Rock going through the wall to get away from the Joe. You gotta be careful. A danger ping coming through there. The fort is gone. The lava wave's gone through. Leap committed. We saw a massive shove. We saw Walter is there fighting as well. Big Riptire, the root, the silence. Well done there on the Stew Cobb with the virulent reaction. Oh, slide onto the rag. He's going down next. So no frontline for CCK, but no more minion wave or boss support for Roll1. A tribute is spawning yet again. I think you can get some free siege on this wall. That's what they're going for. And then back up to the tribute. I don't know that Roll1 gets the keep in this moment.
Yeah, Ragnaros did so well to work against the Sonya because it was a losing proposition in the first place, but then made some headway. But wow, with these little, oh, you make one headway and now you have an inch against the other team. Roll1 has an advantage, and it's been so even the whole time.
Yeah, it's no wonder we made it to Game 5 here with these two teams.
Yeah, exactly.
They are both playing very well. The kill
How did they mines?
Ooh, Rock waiting in the bush, but Willow comes in to scout. Willow doesn't give experience, but she got whacked down quick.
Gather tribute.
All right. Both teams kind of posturing. If you're CCK, I don't think you care so much about the tribute. You want the fight pre-20. If you're Roll1, you're looking at your ultimates and saying, okay, we can even take a fight pre-20. But you know that if
Big ol'
you
Mosh wins the game.
But if you lose the mosh,
a mosh that does not work out could possibly lose the game.
Ooh, Sin's exposed. I missed that earlier. Growing in popularity for the healing reduction it gives. I would still like to see our devs buff it a little bit.
Yep.
I don't think you worry about capping yet. Yes, a tribute could be big. There we go. Create that pressure, back up a little bit. You know Roll1 is 20s. I like this call from
Roll1
CCK.
has all the poke in the world, so they can wait on denying, and they're going to get it.
Bolt of the Storm from ETC. Oh no, the Jaina gets in there. The shields. Ice Barrier shield saved her right there. Oh, Cannonball from Junkrat, so that means we won't see his ult for another 65 seconds now. CCK about to get 20. Ragnaros finishing that camp ought to do it. There we go. Roll1 looking at the boss. They've got the boss control. I don't mind this. It's an even fight. Mosh pit is up.
It is risky, though.
The leap is up. I think that you can even give the bot or get out of the boss pit and just kill a few people and it would be fine. Rock's taking some damage. Lunara leaps in. We see the boss or the Mosh. It's instantly interrupted. We hear a leap. We see a slide through. Big Beard goes down. Zad goes down. The boss is in trouble, or not the boss itself, but the boss pit is trouble for our Trap Satan of Zad, or Beard went down. Poe is playing Trap Satan. That is a level 20, 4-person kill, pressure in 2 lanes. Lucio's picking up the curse. Even more pressure. Boss, camp. You got 40 seconds. I don't think you take any more camps. You find the keep that's closest to dead, and you just run at the core. Top one went down. Ragnaros, don't even worry about that. Vala, don't even worry about that. Get on the core.
Yeah, if Roll1 defends the core at all, then they have next tribute.
No, that's game.
That
Watch
doesn't
how
seem
fast that's
possible.
melting. What a series, folks. In this
Yep,
case,
it was that last fight.
absolutely. Yeah, it was a dangerous fight regardless. I think you could have gotten out of the boss and had it work out in your favor, but who knows? It was such a close series. Roll1 almost had that fight, and Lunara got the back line, and it just started
Almost.
to crumble away from Roll1 and in favor of CCK. So, ladies and gentlemen, your champions for C West will be the number 1 seed, Cool Cats and Kittens, topping off a fantastic season for them in C West. We don't know who their opponents will be yet from the East, but we look forward to seeing them in the grand finals. I am going to see where we might be looking. Kendo, I'm going to jump into a chat lobby here. So I am in lobby 3. All right. But what a series. Wow. I'm sure I will be joined here shortly by whoever may be coming. I've got a Beowulf. Are you the only one coming, Beowulf? You're welcome to bring your whole team if you like.
We'll save that for when we win the Coastal Finals.
Ooh.
Or the Grand Finals, whatever the heck the next finals is.
The next one is the Grand Finals, but after a 5-game series, it is completely okay for you to feel perhaps a bit frazzled in this moment. I suppose I didn't show the talent screen. Everybody, you got to get a quick screenshot of that because we are going to change scenes here. But fantastically done for CCK. How are you feeling right now?
I am feeling just twitchy. It's like the end of a long season. Not that it's truly over yet, but I think Roll1 was the final challenge. We knew that this was going to be exactly what it was, a really tough fight. So
well, and I pulled up the series history between the two of you, and each team had won 4 games at this point that I could see, and so we thought that a game 5 was possible, but wow, what a series. Just incredible. So very well done. I shared all of your your answers to my questions from earlier, but to go through the different games, you had a great comeback started on Towers of Doom, and you go and unfortunately have a fight that doesn't go your way, and now all of a sudden Roll1 has a comeback. How do you, as captain of the team and just as a team in general, dust yourselves off and move forward to that next match?
I would have felt pretty okay because, like you said, we had started that strong comeback, and we could see the moment where it fell apart. And we're like, okay, we stayed too late and tried too hard on that dive for the top tower, and really overcommitted, and it lost us the game. And like knowing that and knowing that we had the comeback in our hands, I think we were really prepared to go into game 2 and say, let's go in a little bit fresh, but we still have the tools to win the game. So we felt pretty good going into game 2, as much as you can after a loss in the first game. We had a pretty good feel that we'd be able to take it in the next one.
Okay.
With a few changes.
So you opt for first pick again in that. You go to Shrines. Very dominant performance on Shrines, but how was chat during the draft? How was that communication with the team?
It was good. For game two in Shrines, we had a really strong plan for Shrines. It's something that they've played a lot. We've played against them repeatedly. Um, I had kind of expected, I thought they might even go for it for the first map. So we had a great first draft plan ready to go, our first pick and draft plan ready to go. And we, stuck with it. Just first pick the KT away from them, especially on Shrines, where it's an amazing map for him, and just kind of beat them a little bit at their own game.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen a series with so much emphasis put on Kael'thas as tonight with between the two teams. Just
you can blame Roll1 for that. It's just he's their KT is amazing, so we either gotta ban it or pick it or eat fireballs to the face.
yes, and we saw him go in the first round of essentially all 5 games, whether that was bans or first round picks for one of the two teams. So we saw a lot of Stitches banned out from you. I was surprised to see the Stitches ban on Infernal Shrines where all those defenders get in the way. But what made you so afraid of our favorite abomination?
Rock's got a really good Stitches. And he's got a little bit of a different playstyle on some tanks than others. You may have noticed that we just had no way to deal with the Garrosh. So we felt comfortable playing again, which we weren't expecting at all. So we felt comfortable playing against his Anub'arak, comfortable against his ETC. We really didn't want him on one of those more defensive tanks, which Stitches is the more common one that we've seen before. So the goal was really just to keep Rock off the Stitches and keep him on a tank we can kill.
Nice. Well, game 2 was just masterfully done. You didn't have a single death. You got 13 kills, and you ended it around level 16. So very well done there. Game 3, we go to Dragonshire, and it just kind of felt like we flipped the tables back, and it was a very difficult match for you guys. Is Dragonshire one that maybe the plan wasn't quite as fleshed out on and they surprised you with that? Or although wait, you chose Dragonshire.
Yep, that one was on me. That it's a little bit of both. We did pick the map, but it's not one that I had as much kind of prepared for. And honestly, on that one, just Roll1 played really well. They showed exactly why some of their comfort picks are the comfort picks. The Anub'arak Stukov KT combo is just brutal, and the Lunara is excellent, and that they just played really strong and just outplayed us. Not a lot we can say to that.
I want to ask about Game 3 specifically. Was that Butcher ban target that you were thinking of? Because that's the one question I needed to ask either team that won. Was that Butcher ban a thing?
It is a thing. If you look in our match history, we have bust out the Butcher on Dragonshire before. I think it's pretty good here.
Okay.
We weren't necessarily, planning for it into what they had. They had some strong tools to make it a lot less appealing. But it's the sort of, that's what we said in the draft. Like, this is the payoff, right? We play these things, we win games with them, and then people feel like they have to ban it, whether or not it's going to come out that particular game.
Which you did to them as well, so it's both ways.
Yeah, it definitely does. That's the beauty of playing in the league and why it's so much more fun, right? You get to learn what everyone is capable of playing and what their X factors are, and it's all mind games, and who's got the better tech to get the last word.
So, Game 3, you get a little slapped around. It was 12-0 in their favor this time. You take first pick back, and they take you to Alterac. And this is where you and Horvath switch it up. This was the surprise nobody was necessarily ready for, even though I know Horvath has tanked before and you've played off lane before. But we see you bring out the Ragnaros. you were very comfortable on Ragnaros. You just had enormous siege in that game. Do you think that anybody was ready for that?
Well, I thought they might be because we actually had to pull it out in the last series as well in playoffs in our final game there. Um, it's
You had to
you know
pull it
so
out. You went 2-0 last week and 2-0 the week before. This was not desperation games.
sometimes you just feel the need to do something and then you say
Got
you
it.
have
Got it.
to. But no, it's something that we do. I think in general, shot calling from the tank roll is easier for me, so I've been moving into that. And I've got some off lane picks, but both Horvath and Crazy Farino have possibly better off lane pools, or at least better Dahakas than I do.
So
So
I was
normally, yeah.
expecting something at one point that we would see a Lost Vikings after the first ban, or perhaps something like a Samuro out of Haruno. I wasn't necessarily expecting Ragnaros 2 games in a row, just soaking up experience, doing a fair amount of damage, and holding your own.
Yeah, we just saw what they were playing, and they were uh, kind of beating the pants off us in some of the team fights, and we thought we could play around that, but we realized, hey, their macro is, even when they're beating us in the team fights, they're barely keeping up on the macro. We just macro as hard as we can, and we'll get the fights that we need.
Yeah.
And when we're doing that, it's really hard to beat a lava wave of Ragnaros for macro as hard as you can.
Alterac Pass, you had such a macro advantage that you got to take team fights when you wanted, and it just completely got out of control for them. And they got 20s, but they were down 5, maybe 6 major structures. I don't know that if they even got the bottom fort, and you kept them in their base with those lava waves. So it was very powerful. I did caster curse Descolada. I said, "Oh, Descolada's the only one not to have died," and he died like 30 seconds later. So I apologize, Descolada. Again, it's my fault.
Even 30, or was it less?
It was probably less. So
now we know who to blame.
it was my fault, Descolada. I apologize. I also said you guys were gonna end, and that's when they pulled off the defense down 20s. So again, Valk's fault. Final game. You choose Cursed Hollow. You take us to one of the classic maps. Maybe Haunted Mines was going through your mind, but the rule book won't let you play it for your final game. You go to this classic map, and nobody picks a global.
What are you talking about? I had lava wave.
Right.
You had global presence.
No false bad. I was expecting one of you guys to pick it.
We did talk that you had a global presence, but nobody picked one of the standard globals. Even ETC was Mosh Pit, not Stage Dive, right? Nobody picked it. They had the boss control. They were up 20s, and you guys were down structures at that point. Who makes the call that it is time to go in? This is our chance to fight. We're going to take this, and we're going to win the game with it. How are comms in that moment? Talk to me through that.
I mean, the comms are definitely tense, but that's something I really appreciate about my team, and that's something that I think I didn't, give enough credence to when we were talking about Game 3, but, the swap to Horvath onto the tank roll. I can't lie, I was extremely, or I guess that happened in Game 4, but after Game 3, I was extremely tilted. I was not shot calling well, and, my comms were terrible. And that's the nice thing. Will's a great Horvath is a great tank, and
Hi, Will.
He's really able to. Yep, he's really able to fill that role, and
your
make
captain
those shot
has doxed you or doxed
calls.
you
I know,
or whatever
even
it's
added,
called.
Sorry.
So you won that game by sheer will.
Pretty much, yeah. It's just that the team stayed calm, and they were able to, even as we were down to the wire, and it was like you said, we were down a lot of stuff there. There wasn't really nothing special in calls, just moment to moment, like this is the play, look for this, pull back, and everyone kept a really level head and just made it happen in the clutch moment.
I love the play. I mean, I've still got the stat screen up. It was only 8 kills to 9. So both teams being very controlled. You saw a win condition. You got enough kills in that final fight and you went for it. And now you are the Division C West champion. How does that feel?
Feels amazing. Heading for the B West title next season.
Nice, nice. You've definitely progressed as a team. You have grown. You have got a killer record this season and have not lost a game until tonight for several weeks now. And so I think that you absolutely have earned this spot. You played well. What shout outs do you have at this point?
Gotta shout out the Cool Cats and Kittens. Possibly our best season yet. Time will tell if we take the East Coast Championship, but the guys have just been really amazing. And like I said, I mean, just keeping us on a level keel. I'm obvious. I don't know if you can tell obviously, but I'm the saltiest person on our team. And the rest of the guys do a great job of keeping us in the game and letting us get these great comeback wins. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Cool Cats and Kittens fan club. I think we've got a few extra eyes in here tonight for the finals. So thanks to everyone who showed up. Harno, I think you're the #1 fan this week, but we'll have to check in the chat and see if we've got any other newcomers. Finally, Valk, I gotta shout you out, and Kendo, thank you guys for casting.
You got a new fan in me because I like Cool Cats and Kittens.
Who doesn't? All right, we're going global soon. We'll set a Twitter. We'll get some merch, and people can start showing off.
I do have one last question for you.
Yeah.
Where's the Cho'Gall?
Oh, it happened, but only in our minds and in our hearts. But it could happen soon. See,
it could.
These teams, look out. Keep your eyes open. The Cho'Gall could happen at any moment.
Well done, my friend. Going and celebrate with your team, even if only virtually. You played well. You stuck in it, even when you were down, and you pulled off this comeback that was just back and forth. But you were down a little bit in the series, and you stayed in, salty or not, and you won. So good job.
Thank you.
So, all right. Everybody out there, this has been a Nexus Gaming Series production. My name is Valkymer. You can find me in the Discord. I'm haunting that plenty. I'm part of the CCS group of teams, and I'm an analyst in NGS, and it's been a great night. Kendo, where can folks find you, and how can they get your soothing tones to come and cast with them more often?
Occasionally on Twitter. Kendo_hots. I haven't played much HOTS in the last year plus, but I love the game. It's really hard for me to participate as an actual player, because I'm over 40 years old. So the reaction time slows down, and it's easier to watch than it is to play,
I get it. I'm a washed up has-been when it comes to baseball.
Yeah. I'm a has-been / never was. So it's such a good game, though, and it's such a good thing to watch. So I'm just happy to be here.
Well, I appreciate you jumping in as my co-caster.
Appreciate you having me.
My standard shout out, of course, is hi, Mom. Tonight, again, thank you to my dear wife who was doing the heavy lifting upstairs, getting our wonderful but rowdy kids to finally go to bed so that I could make it here on time for the broadcast. Thank you to Nexus Gaming Series.
Shout out to my wife, too. I don't want to leave that going, but yeah, shout out to mine, too.
It's been a great night.
Oh, crap. Shout out to my wife, too. I got to get in on that.
Same shout out to all of Roll1 and CCK's wives.
And significant others. We don't know the status on all of those, but we
wives,
appreciate
husbands, partners.
We appreciate you being here, everybody. Without the viewers, it just wouldn't be as special. Fantastic games played. Check out nexusgamingseries.org. Find them on Twitter. I don't have it memorized, but just search Nexus Gaming Series on Google. It'll work for you. Have fun. Come check it out. Play more Heroes of the Storm. It's a blast. Again, this is Valkymer. It's been great to be with you, and have a fantastic night, everybody.